Beautiful Love. By Ashenafi. Int. House, living room, dusk. A beautiful girl named Desiree Larson, 22, and a handsome man Francis, 29, sit in a bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room, surrounded by candles and rose petals. He is behind. She is resting on his chest with close eyes, sleeping in beauty. The house has no roof. Rose petals are falling from the sky like snowflakes. On the soundtrack, Les Fuiles Mortes by Yves Montand plays melodiously. Francis recites a poem down by her neck from memory while planting soft kisses on her shoulder. France, I once asked the stars in the sky that I like to talk to, entertain, and appease. Have you ever been enslaved by a girl, that you see your soul dilating in her beautiful eyes with glory and splendor, creating light waves and breeze? Your heart, which she loves to squeeze till your kidneys freeze, beating on her lips? Not just any lips, but sweet lips that attract butterflies and bees. And bring down cherubs and seraphs in heavens to their knees. And every time she takes the slightest respiration or a sigh that gives new meaning to a gist. Your heartbeats form mist. He kisses her on the shoulder. Have you witnessed your life steaming on her breath in ease, like haze and clouds that leave angels and saints' lungs during cold weather, and chilly but calm winter mornings set aside for Christmas and Sundays? And smoke that leaves from a femme fatale's lips, who smokes Marlboro like Sandy in Greece, but loves to wear Victoria's Secret underwear and your chemise. She then shakes her booty in erotica, dancing exotically and doing a strip tease, till she gives your heartache and a beautiful disease. And stigmata have already formed on each of your wrist. Your existence is becoming a fairy tale that has a beautiful twist. He kisses her on the shoulder. Your death is metaphorically prophesized upon her kiss, which comes without delay, because she is drop-dead gorgeous and risque. Not only does she have supernatural beauty that takes your breath away, but she is also possessed with deep sensuality that gives you great sensual pleasure like roses that they grow for bouquet. The girl, that I am crazy about, hurls defiance at all living things that no soul can resist. Everything about her is like a moment that you must seize. Love and be loved, adore and be adored, kiss and be kissed. And you wish you would make love to her with beautiful tenderness, and exceptional passion above everything that you have treasured, cherished, and missed. Be intimate with her, let her have it, till she feels exceeding happiness, and pure ecstasy to the greatest extent possible, as though it were your top priority in life and the number one thing that you want to do on your wish list. And all of a sudden, confusion and despair decrease. However, gorgeous insanity is on the increase. You are high with endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin that your brain continues to release. And to love her so much, nothing gives you peace? He kisses her on the shoulder. In spite of everything, some folks that you know think love is worth your time, it is exciting but cruel. And you are so cool. Girls are talking about you everywhere, at workplace, office, church, and school. But a person, who falls in love with an extremely beautiful girl, is a fool. You might convince yourself you are a big fish in a swimming pool. However, the dame got the world on a string, and doesn't obey any rule. She will crucify your heart on the cross without a tool. Then again, honestly, all you care about is fulfilling her desire beyond her wildest fantasies and triumph. You want to kiss her lips from the bottom of your heart, till the magic, that is placed in her essence, floats in the air like dandelion, as though time had ceased to exist. And make love to her till her soul leaks and bursts, as if it were the greatest tryst. She smiles in beauty. He kisses her on the shoulder. She opens her eyes, turns around, and gives him her lips to kiss. They kiss intimately. Credit sequence. Beautiful Love. Int. Hallmark gift store, Sunset. It is Valentine's Day. We see people shopping for holiday. There are various interesting goods that they sell for Holy Day. Desiree, wearing a beautiful light pink gown, walks toward the direction of the camera. She comes up to a toy section, looks at all kinds of toys, grabs a teddy bear that has a text message I love you. She turns and walks at the direction of the camera. Hallmark, Desiree. She is at the greeting card section under romance. Desiree picks up a greeting card, and reads it, Shall I compare thee to a summer's day by William Shakespeare. Desiree, reading to herself, softly. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? A male narrator, voiceover. Thou are more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May. ext/int. Convertible Mercedes, moving, sunset. A 2015 black Mercedes convertible bursts into the frame. The same young good-looking man that we saw at the beginning of the movie Francis is behind the wheel. Narrator, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometimes too hot the eyes of heaven shines. And often is his gold complexion dimmed. Int. Hallmark shop, sunset. Back to, Desiree. She continues to read the greeting card, walking down the aisle. Narrator, and every fair from fair sometimes declines. By chance, or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade. Hallmark entrance, Francis. Francis walks in, carrying a red rose. He sees an alluring cashier named Lisa about 25. Lisa gives him a soft smile. Francis returns her smile politely, and heads toward the greeting card section. Narrator, nor lose possession of that fair thou st. Nor shall death brag thou wander st in his shade. When in eternal line to time thou grow st. Cut to. Close up, Desiree. She continues to read, walking toward the direction of the camera. Desiree, so long as men can breathe, or eyes can see. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. She beams with a soft beautiful smile. As she lifts her head, she bumps into Francis. Desiree, sorry. They drop everything that they were carrying on their hands. He holds her hips. Francis, my bad. He quickly goes down, picks her teddy bear, and his flower. Simultaneously, he takes a quick glance, and witnesses her dazzling beauty. He doesn't know what just hits him, a sharp pain in his heart. He drops the flower. She smiles in beauty and gets down to help him. He picks up everything, and places what's hers in her basket before she picks up the rose. Desiree, giving him the flower. I didn't see you. He takes the flower. Francis, it's my fault. He hands her the basket without taking his eyes off her. She takes the basket. Francis, sorry. He offers her the flower. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, it's yours. Francis, you can have it. I just got it from a flower shop. It's Valentine's Day. She takes the rose. Desiree, thanks. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They gaze at each other's eyes without saying a word, as if they were the only two stars that had ever existed in the universe. She then breaks the silence. Desiree, I'm running late. I must go. Francis, what's your name? He gives her his hand to shake. She takes his hand. Desiree, Desiree. Francis, may your beauty speak the amorous dialect of my soul, and encrypt it into the language of true love. And if a single beat of my heart in delight denies, let me decipher the poetry of timeless beauty, and recite the pleasure of my spirit to you. In the glistering waves of your beautiful eyes. He kisses her hand. She blushes gorgeously. Francis, pleased to meet you. There is a silent moment. She then. Desiree, bye. Francis, take care. She turns around and walks toward the registry. He continues to look at her. She glances at him. He gives her a wink. Close up, Desiree. She gives him a winsome smile, and says, bye under her breath, waving her hand. He waves bye. EXT apartment, early sunset. Superimpose, 3 weeks later. Desiree and an attractive girl named Loretta McCarty, 22, are in the processes of moving their belongings to a new apartment from Loretta's yellow Jeep. Loretta grabs her guitar from the back seat. Desiree picks a mature juniper bonsai plant. Desiree sees Francis as he walks out of the building. Their eyes meet. She puts down the bonsai back in the car and looks at him in disbelief. Francis gives her a charismatic smile as he walks toward them. Francis, do you need help? Loretta looks at his eyes. Loretta, I was praying to God someone would come and give us a hand. You are an angel. Desiree, what are you doing here? Francis, I live here. Loretta, do you know him? Desiree, we bumped into each other at Hallmark for St. Valentine Day. Loretta, is he the guy that came in your dream? Francis smiles softly. Desiree chases Loretta. Loretta screams cheerily. She runs around the car, comes behind Francis, and takes a cover, holding his hips to prevent Desiree from hitting her. Francis turns and holds Desiree on the waist. Desiree stands in front of him and gives him a soft beautiful smile. They gaze at each other as if they wanted to kiss without their consents and find out what would happen next. Desiree, it was a secret. Loretta, you didn't tell me it was a secret. You are in love with him. Desiree takes a step back. Desiree, to Francis, she wasn't supposed to tell you anything. I can't trust her anymore. He gives her a soft smile. Francis, forgive her. It is not like she told you when love seemed a thing of classic beauty, a butterfly in the belly, and a brief recitation of eternity. You drifted into my soul in the form of a sparkling teardrop, with the complement of rose petals and exceptional sense of sensuality, and riveted my heart like a femme fatale in modern film noir. She smiles softly. Desiree, that's nice. Loretta, you must be a poet. She didn't tell me your name. My name is Loretta. She gives him her hand. He takes it. Francis, Francis. He bows and kisses her hand softly. Francis, pleased to meet you. Loretta, the pleasure is mine. Francis turns his eyes to Desiree. Francis, I didn't forget your name. It is Desiree. He gives her his hand to shake. She takes his hand. Desiree, Desiree Larson. He kisses her hand softly as well. Francis, pleased to see you again. Desiree, likewise. Francis, did you just move? Desiree, we moved in 2 days ago. Loretta, we thought it would be more fun to live in Miami than Fort Lauderdale for a lot of exciting reason. Desiree, we heard the people down here are nice and friendly. Francis, it's true. Loretta, they know how to party. Every night is like New Year Eve. Francis, humorously, I don't know a lot about partying. I usually like to stay at my apartment and cook. I don't go out that much. Desiree, is that right? Francis, they said, there is nothing like cooking with someone that you are in love with, and having dinner in candlelight. It brings a tear to your eye. But I pretend I am run out of tears for the sake of romance in order to deceive myself, and drink wine with an empty stomach. Desiree, what does that mean? Francis, I have no idea. I just thought it is a cool thing to say to girls before I invite them to dinner at my house. Loretta, do you have a girlfriend? Francis, I am working on it. Loretta, she is single. Maybe, you two should hook up. She hits her arm playfully. Desiree, what are you, a matchmaker? Loretta, I was kidding. To Francis. Which floor do you live? Francis, 10014. Loretta, oh my gosh. It's amazing. We're in front of your house 10 to 10. We are going to be pals like Rachel, Monica, Joey, and Chandler in Friends. Desiree, we are going to have a lot of fun. Loretta, humorously, girls just want to have fun. It must be fate that brought you together. Desiree hits her on the arm playfully. Loretta moves away and grabs her guitar and an organic olive tree topiary plant. Desiree picks up the bonsai, and tries to pick a 9-inch self-sustaining ecosphere. Francis, to Desiree, let me get that for you. She puts down the bonsai and gives the ecosphere to Francis. Desiree, thanks. Francis, humorously, it's pretty heavy. Desiree, yeah, right. Desiree grabs the bonsai. The camera pulls out with overhead shot as they head to the apartment. On the soundtrack, La Marie Bison by Yves Montand plays melodiously. Int. Desiree and Loretta's apartment, living room, night. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They sit at the dinner table, gazing at each other's eyes. She then gives him a soft, beautiful smile. Desiree, getting up, do you want anything to drink? Francis, I'm okay. You don't have to get up. He doesn't want her to leave his side for a nanosecond. Desiree, it's okay. Let me get you a beer. Francis, soft drink is fine. Desiree, what soft drink? Francis, humorously, I'm in the process of quitting all alcoholic beverages, protesting alien abduction. She gives him a beautiful smile, saying, what do you mean, under her breath. Francis, off her look, it's a joke to put a little bit luminosity on your sweet cheeks. Desiree, humorously, that's what I thought too. I'll bring you Heineken. Francis, Coke is fine. I hardly ever drink beer. Desiree, that's shame. You're the first man that I met who hardly ever drinks beer. Francis, touching his stomach / humorously, I am being a little bit self-conscious about my stomach. Beer might give me a round belly. I am working on my 6-packs. She smiles softly. Desiree, it's okay. I am not going to hold it against you. I'll get you a Coke. Francis, actually, if you have a glass of red wine, it would be wonderful. Desiree, playing along now, we are talking, but I don't know if we got red wine. I'll check. She gives him a wink, walks to the kitchen, leaving Francis on the screen. Mouth by Meryl Bainbride plays from a CD player. Kitchen, day. Loretta, singing with Meryl Bainbride's mouth, stirs sauces in a pot. She is making pasta, marconi and vermicelli in 2 sets of pots. Meanwhile, she has lasagna on the stove, cooking. Desiree walks to the kitchen. Loretta turns to Desiree. Loretta, you didn't tell me he was this handsome. Desiree, isn't he the sexiest man you ever seen in your life? Loretta, he's beautiful. Desiree opens the refrigerator. Desiree, he hardly ever drinks beer. Do we have any wine? Loretta, I doubt it. I was supposed to buy one in case we have a cute guest like him. But I forgot it. Desiree sees Gallo vermouth along with other items, milk, orange juice, beers, sodas, etc. Desiree, we got vermouth. Desiree grabs the vermouth, closes the refrigerator, and places the vermouth on the kitchen table. Desiree, are you sure you don't need any help? Loretta, give me a minute. I'll bring everything. You go ahead and keep your soulmate company. Desiree blushes, picks a large cooking spoon by the sink, and hits Loretta on the butt playfully. Loretta lets out soft scream. Desiree, humorously, I know you think I crossed the line. But it is not like I am head over heels in love with him, am I? Desiree puts back the spoon on the sink. Loretta, I see the way he looks at you. He is into you. Desiree, smiling, whatever. Let me go ask him if he drinks martini. Desiree begins to walk toward the living room. Loretta continues to sing with Meryl's mouth. Loretta, I feel like I've been blown apart. Desiree turns around, and begins to sing with Loretta. Desiree and Loretta, there are pieces here. I don't know where they go. I don't know where they go. Back to Francis at the living room. Francis smiles enigmatically, admiring their sense of joy. Desiree / Loretta, off screen. Kiss me on my salty lips. I bet you feel a little crazy, but for me. Back to Desiree and Loretta at the kitchen. Desiree / Loretta, will be famous on TV. Would it be my fault if I could turn you on? Would I be so bad if I could turn you on? Back to Francis. He continues to enjoy the music as Desiree and Loretta continue to sing at the kitchen. Desiree / Loretta, off screen, when I kiss your mouth I want to taste it. Back to Desiree and Loretta. Singing, turn you upside down. Don't want to waste it? Loretta turns to the stove singing, and begins to stir the pot. Desiree stops singing, kisses Loretta on the cheek, and walks back to the living room. Living room, day. Francis looks at Desiree when she breezes into the living room with a soft arresting smile. He gets lost deep in his heart as if she were the most desirable soul in the face of the universe, created from the beat of his heart. Desiree, unfortunately, we don't have wine. But don't feel bad, we have other things that keep you on the edge of chaos. He smiles softly. Francis, no doubt. Desiree gives him a seductive look as she walks toward the bar. Desiree grabs vodka. She turns and looks at his eyes with seduction. Desiree, how does French martini sound? Francis, excellent. Desiree, shaken or stirred? Francis, softly, I'll leave it to you. Desiree, I'll go with shaken. Nothing can go wrong with a shaken martini. He smiles softly. Francis, if you say so. She gives him a sweet smile and heads back to the kitchen. Int. Living room, later. Desiree sits in front of Francis. She is having a plate of vermicelli and a martini. Francis enjoys lasagna and French martini. Loretta sits in the left side of Francis with macaroni and a glass of scotch on the rocks. On the soundtrack, Head Over Heels by Loretta plays from a CD. Loretta, what do you do? Francis, I'm a writer. Desiree, what do you write? Francis, I write novels. Loretta, what kind of novel? Francis, romance. Desiree, I heard romance is an expression of one's innermost desire in the form of sex. Francis, I didn't know that. Desire, it's the most essential part of life. They share smiles. There is a pause. Francis then. Francis, to both do you go to school? Loretta, no, we don't. She just graduated from LSU with English major. And me, I dropped out from film school here at the University of Miami, and finished recording my first album. This song that you're hearing is It's Me Singing. Francis listens to the song. Loretta and Desiree begin to sing together. Loretta and Desiree, singing softly with the CD. You may look at my profile. I love roses, lollipop, and ice cream. I don't separate substance over style. There were times I used to scream your name in my dream. Heard your heart beating in my soul from a mile. And went crazy as if I were dancing with a sunbeam. But if I smile after I cry for a while. Let love be a sweet emotion that roves in my bloodstream. And ease my pain like a rose petal that floats on blue Nile. Love. There were days that I used to daydream. About your beautiful face and find a tear in my eye. Till you changed it into fever disguised as a sigh. Love. There were nights that I held pillows between my legs. Fantasizing about cutting gorgeous intense feelings. That I have for you in the shape of a heart. And sprinkling them across the universe. Till they shined brighter than the stars in the sky. And woke up in the morning, floating like a butterfly. And when I thought I couldn't be happier than I was. Like a little girl that is running in the rye. You kissed my lips and made me feel so high. Darling, I know they said. All dreams are meant to come true. If I must climb mountains, or catch flu. Even though, sometimes, I feel blue. The only thing I have in my heart is spell. That you cast in my soul more enchanting than voodoo. I will never stop myself from falling. Head over heels in love with you. Chorus. You came to my life in thin air. And turned my heart into a love song. I will never stop myself from falling. Head over heels in love with you. My heart tells me love is unfair. I have got it wrong. I will never stop myself from falling. Head over heels in love with you. But when I see you, I get overwhelmed by emotions that are powerful and strong. I will never stop myself from falling. Head over heels in love with you. Loretta, to Francis, is it your cup of tea? Francis, I like it. You have a beautiful voice. Loretta, thanks. We're having CD releasing party here on Friday in 2 weeks. You're welcome to drop by. Francis, sure. Desiree looks at his eyes with seduction. Desiree, do you live by yourself? He nods, yes. Francis, yes, I do. Desiree, just checking. He gives her a soft charismatic smile. On the soundtrack, Only One by Rihanna plays melodiously. They talk without a sound. As they continue to enjoy their meals. EXT Barnes and Noble Bookstore, Day. We are at Barnes and Noble. On the stage, Francis reads a poem Tenderness of Morning Light that he wrote on a separate paper to advertise his new book The Art of Romance and his upcoming project, Gorgeous Love. The audiences listen to him with great interest. Francis, tenderness of morning light that heaven sent, delicateness of deep sensuality, a rose lying on her bed, forgive not valleys, hills, mountains, and rivers lace. And the sun rises to pledge its rays to thy beautiful face. The skies brighten upon seeing thy smile and true grace. And a butterfly in the belly of a brave. Twilight of erotic crepuscule in glistening ocean wave. Ask not why the sun sets to surrender its seductive place. And eclipse to kiss and witness my heart race. Above all yet mercy the beat of my beat and my soul. Thrill to feel thy goddess body and naked embrace. Cuddling thee in love, lips to lose. Every universal run-of-the-mill sense. Int. Elevator, night. Desiree stands inside the elevator in a seductive white miniskirt, heading down to the lobby. Int. Apartment, front lobby, elevator, night. Francis walks down the lobby and comes up to the elevator. As he is about to touch the button, the elevator door opens, revealing Desiree. She sees him and beams with a gorgeous smile. He looks at her in wonder. Francis, hi. Desiree, steps out of the elevator. What's up? Francis, nothing much. There is a pause. They gaze at each other's eyes. Francis, where are you going? Desiree, a coffee shop. Right down the street. Paris Cafe. Francis, can I come with you, if it's not too much trouble? She gives him a soft beautiful smile. Desiree, not at all, come on. They walk toward the exit, toward the direction of the camera. Int. Coffee shop, night. Desiree and Francis sit at a table. She is having a turkey sandwich. He is enjoying a slice of chocolate cake. Desiree, are you really vegetarian? Francis, pescatarian. Desiree, what's that? Francis, a vegetarian who eats fish. Desiree, I could have guessed that, except many people think tuna is fish. But it's made out of killer whales. Killer whales are mammals. Francis, I don't usually eat tuna unless it's fish. Desiree, have you ever had dolphin? Even though they are mammal, they taste just like fish. Francis, I have never had a dolphin. Desiree, me neither. I just said it to mess with you. He smiles softly, gazing at her eyes in wonder. There is a silent moment. He then. Francis, you said you study English? Desiree, I just graduated from University of LSU. I might go back to graduate school and get my master on modern literature. But I want to be a dancer like Ginger Rogers, whom I grew up watching, Dancing with Fred Astaire. You know, my mother used to make me watch all the classic movies made in the 40s, the golden era of Hollywood, and early 50s, like Singing the Rain starring Gene Kelly and Debbie Reynolds. My great-grandfather was an actor. You might have heard of him. Francis, who is he? Desiree, Fred Mercury. He started in a couple of well-known movies, including Double Indemnity. Francis, I know who he is. Double Indemnity is one of my favorite movies of all time. Is Fred Mercury really your great-grandfather? Desiree, no, I am kidding. You believe everything they tell you, don't you? Francis, you sound convincing. Desiree, it is a joke. But I am thinking about becoming a singer and a fashion designer. Or perhaps, I will change my major into scientific discipline and become a marine biologist like Rachel Louise Carson, whom I have always idolized my whole life. Or give acting a shot. But I don't know. I can't make my mind on one specific thing. Sometimes, I don't know what I am doing. Francis, just follow your heart. Everything will fall in the right place. Desiree, I want to do everything. But once in a while, I find myself accompanied by all kinds of perplexing thoughts that constantly keep me guessing the purpose of my life in this world. It is frustrating. He smiles softly. Francis, just be patient and do what you believe that will make a difference in your life. Things that you are passionate about. She grabs her Coke, takes a sip out of her straw, and puts it down. Desiree, I love acting. But I don't know if I am going to be as good as Meryl Streep. Francis, you are going to be better than her. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, anyway, what was I saying earlier? Francis, you were telling me about the spider that crawling on your hair. Desiree, right. It was on my ear before I scraped it away. I quickly got up from my bed. The spider crawled under the blanket. I ran into the kitchen, grabbed a Ziploc plastic bag, and placed it in the bag. The next day, I went to a supermarket and bought a big strawberry jam. I emptied out the entire jam, put the spider in the jar, and kept it for 5 months till it died exactly a week ago. Francis, I am sorry to hear that. Desiree, don't be. I wanted to kill it myself. He looks at her as if he were saying, is she something or what? Desiree, I'm kidding. I was mortified. You know, as if I lost a part of me. I sat in front of my computer for hours searching for the next best pet, till I checked the lifespan of a spider, and found out they only live 1 year. I realized life is too short. I said to myself I had better go out and have fun before I die. Francis smiles softly. There is a silent moment. They gaze at each other's eyes. He then. Francis, you seem happy in general. Desiree, I can't complain. They continue to gaze at each other tenderly. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. EXT Beach, night. Desire, holding her shoes, barefoot, and Francis walk on the beach, talking without a sound as we continue to hear music on the soundtrack. Then the music on the soundtrack falls in the background and plays softly. Desiree, where do you get your motivation? Francis, I don't know. Every time I see a beautiful girl, I wonder if she was created from a teardrop of Aphrodite, and I just fall in love with her as though my heart were designed to beat only for her. Desiree, smiling whatever. Francis, I swear to God I just can't help it. I had weakness for beautiful girls. They bring the best in me. They stop walking and stand facing each other. Desiree, tell me something I don't know. Francis gazes at her eyes tenderly. He then. Francis, let me kiss your lips as if I were drawing rose tattoos around your heart that have thorns while drinking wine and booze. And quench my thirst with intoxicating love till my blood and soul infuse. Shall I then metamorphose into a ghost, and dance with the butterfly in your belly with blues? Or turn into spell, rove under your skin coast to coast, and seduce your organs till they feel my bruise? I am not very good at holding my peace, I must speak. You are like a teardrop that falls from Psyche's cheek. The very thought of kissing your lips makes my knees weak. My heart tells me you are mystique. I don't know how to put my feelings into words, but you are true love that I seek. Beloved, allow me to change the blood in your cardiac muscle to sucrose and make your heart my muse. And if I end up falling head over heels in love with your heart, and become so close, let me kiss you from your head to your toes. And make love to you till pleasure and climax diffuse. Light each gram of your soul and vapor out of your skin without excuse. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. She drops her shoes, throws her arms around his neck, he wraps his arms around her waist. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They kiss more intimately. Int. Francis's bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love. It's steamy, enchanting, seductive, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts as they go at with various erotic positions. Int. Francis's bedroom, later. Desiree slumbers on top of Francis nude under the blanket in sexual gratification. He runs the tip of his fingers down by her spinal line. On the soundtrack, music plays softly. Francis, voice-over roses are red. The sky is blue. Perhaps, I should say a daily prayer, praise the good Lord for spending a little more time on you. Shall I then lie on my bed and fantasize about making love to you? My friends tell me, love is illusion that I created to trick the demons in my head. It is fiction that sounds good to be true. But whenever I am with you, I want to kiss your lips like fairy tales that I have read. Turn the blood in your veins into wine, and the candy in your heart into honey and bread. Feed my hunger with love that is supernatural and ambrosial, which brings me closer to thee when my heart and soul dine. And quench my thirst with kisses that taste like moonshine. And get drunk with love and forget everything they said, and fall head over heels in love with thee as if I just resurrected from the dead. So, tell me you are mine, and give me a hug. I will make the date that you were born a festival like how they dedicated February 14th for Saint Valentine. And I will accept everything that is beautiful must be created by design. Yet, tell me that you believe in love, and bestow kiss upon my lips. I will celebrate life as if each day were a holiday to honor your birthday. Build a cathedral and worship you from Monday to Sunday. However, allow my soul to jump out of my body in elation and flow to the space like a dandelion that doesn't weigh. Collect the stars, and give you those precious bright objects whenever you feel content, pleased, and even sad, or fear throws you off guard in dismay. And you want to fly away like a blue jay. Let me turn your pain and joy into music that beats like blues and sounds like reggae, and make you happy night and day. Nevertheless, love always keeps its distance away from nightmare. It doesn't want to get caught up in despair. But it rejoices on kisses that we share, and even romantic letters that we write on software. Yet, I am going to betray your cheeks when you breeze in, go straight after your lips when we greet, and while I am at it, deceive you that everything happens for a reason, and kiss you till you feel the heat. I would then hand you over to my soul as soon as you figure out the reason. But is love going to hold me responsible for heart that build mysteries when it is supposed to beat, and charge me for treason? I can always take gorgeous and make it sweet. Your image continues to blossom in my quintessence like a rose that blooms in a rainy season. Let me kiss you from your head to your feet, and be fond of your sense of sensuality, but fall head over heels in love with thee for a beautiful reason. There is a silent moment. Desiree then. Desiree, what's it? Francis, under his breath what? Desiree, love. Francis is quit. Desiree gets up and leans next to him, gazing at his eyes. Desiree, do you feel it? Francis, with every inch of my heart. There is a pause. Desiree, is it wrong? Francis, I lost track of what is right and wrong the second I lay my eyes on you. Desiree smiles in beauty and gives him one soft kiss after another. Francis cuddles her and gets her on the bottom. They kiss more intimately. Int. Desiree and Loretta's apartment, living room, night. It is Loretta CD releasing parody. Friends, relatives, elites, and pick of the bunches enjoy their outings, some are dancing and others are standing with drinks, mingling. On the soundtrack, Escape by Loretta plays melodiously. Loretta, who is wearing a light lavender Emilio Pucci gown, converses with a producer named Seth Jordan, 29. Seth, I love your voice. But we have to change few things. Loretta, what do you suggest? I mean I really like the song, don't feel like making a lot of changes. Seth, there is nothing wrong with the song. It's absolutely beautiful. But we have to change the chorus. We need interactive. Something synergistic. Loretta, what's synergistic? Seth, when you repeat something, you get physical sensation on your throat as you do the chorus. Seth and Loretta continue to talk. Kitchen, night. Desiree talks to Andy, 41. He is Loretta's agent. Andy, I'll take full responsibility. You are going to have a lot of fun. Desiree, I don't know if the audiences want to hear what I have to say. Andy, trust me. The world will fall in love with you overnight. You are beautiful. I am sure you have an amazing voice. Desiree, that's not it? There is a pause. She doesn't know what she wants to say. Andy, what's it? Are you afraid of fame? Desiree, that's beyond my control. Andy, nothing is beyond your control in life as long as you believe in the beauty of your work. You must always have faith in yourself, and let your heart take you where your dreams want to be. Otherwise, we'll believe in you and take you where you want to go, knowing that your confidence means everything. Desiree, it's just. I had this crippling stage fright. I don't know if I could be a real singer. I don't want to let you down. Andy, let me worry about that. Our number one priority is to get you into the studio and record a couple of beautiful songs that you're comfortable with. Once we have the product that we think it is going to make you a star, you'll take it from there. Living room, night. Back to Seth and Loretta. Seth, don't get me wrong. You have a unique provocative voice that seduces human spirit like Amy Winehouse. It has the power to touch hearts preciously. It is salacious. Meanwhile, if we can channel it somehow, and take the sound to a different direction, we get pure antidote, is all. Loretta sees Francis at the door. Medium shot of Francis as he walks into the living room. Back to Loretta and Seth. Loretta, excuse me. She excuses Seth and walks toward Francis. Medium shot of Loretta as she comes up to Franz. Loretta, hi. Loretta gives him a hug. They kiss on the cheeks. Out of nowhere, he takes out a carnation and gives her the flower. Loretta takes the flower. Don't tell me this is for me. Francis, it's for you. She hugs him and gives him a kiss on the cheek. Loretta, thanks. But I prefer a rose. She holds his arm. Loretta, come on. Let me get your favorite drink. You arrived on time. Francis and Loretta walk together. Loretta, walking. Desiree is in the kitchen, talking to my agent. She is going to become a singer. She has a beautiful voice. Blue kiss by Loretta comes, replacing escape. Some of her young fans, who are present at the party, scream and clap their heads in appreciation. Francis stops walking and pulls her arm gently. As she faces him, he gives her his hand to dance. Francis, may I have this dance? Loretta, yes, you may. Loretta takes his hand. They begin to dance slow. There is a silent moment. She then. Loretta, I think I am the only person in the world who sings about falling in love with a man, who broke my heart with a kiss. Francis, I am pretty much sure Nina Simone's Wild is the Wind is about falling in love with a man that broke her heart with a kiss. Loretta, I know lyrics to that song. Love me. Say you do. Let me fly away. With you. For my love is like the wind. And wild is the wind. She doesn't say anything about falling in love with a man who broke her heart with a kiss. Francis, I guess I am wrong. But wild is the wind could be about a girl who is in love with a boy. And if he breaks her heart with a kiss, she won't hesitate to kick his ass. She smiles softly. Loretta, you could say that. But do you think I'm crazy? Francis, you're beautiful. She gives him a tempting smile. Loretta, I think I'm insane. But thanks for the compliment. Francis, besides, insanity is just another fine line that some of us have to cross to feel alive. Loretta, does that mean I'm crazy? Francis, it means you are hot. She smiles in beauty. Loretta, you are not hitting on me, are you? Francis, do you mean seducing? Loretta, fine. Francis, what if I am? Loretta, what if you are? He gives her a charismatic smile. There is a silent moment. They gaze at each other, eyes softly as they continue to dance. He then. Francis, let me tell you about a girl who has nothing but true love in her heart. Loretta, under her breath, what's it? Francis, she's morning stardust. Beautiful, sweet and innocent. Her heart beats like an angel. That has a gorgeous accent. In the present of love. She's never absent. Allurement and seduction. Everything that you desire. She gives her heart 100%. Loretta, acting coy but sassy as if she were not too impressed. That's nice. She's exactly like me, except sometimes I give love 1000%. And in return, I get nothing. Francis, that applies to some of us. Just keep giving. That's all it matters at the end. She smiles innocently. Loretta, I'm far from innocent. Francis, none of us are innocent. But we try our best. She gives him a sweet smile. Loretta, you're romantic. He smiles softly. The music plays with full volume. Close up, Francis and Loretta. They continue to dance. Int. Living room, night. The guests continue to party. Loretta is behind the DJ box, playing Sorry by Justin Bieber. Close up, Francis. He walks in the middle of the crowd with a glass of champagne. EXT apartment, porch, night. Desiree stands next to the light frame wall, smoking cigarette. She takes a drag and exhales the smoke with style, gazing at the stars. Francis comes to the porch, and stands next to her. Francis, looking at the skies. Hi. Desiree, hi. Francis, I didn't know you smoke. She crashes the cigarette. Desiree, I don't. She throws the cigarette away. He gives her a soft charismatic smile. There is a silent moment. They gaze at the stars. Francis then glances at her and catches her eyes as she smiles in beauty. Out of nowhere, he takes out a red rose, like a magician, and gives her the rose. She takes the rose and gets closer to his lips. Desiree, I doubt if I am going to be happy like I am now. You make me feel scandalous. They exchange soft kisses. He looks at her eyes tenderly as if she came out of his heart and stood in front of him in the form of his soul. He looks at her eyes. Francis, you look this thing that I don't quite know how to put it down into words. Desiree, what's it? Francis, supernatural. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, I know you were going to say something touching like that. There is a pause. Francis, I think I'm falling madly in love with you without knowing what I am getting into. Desiree, what makes you say that? Francis, I start losing faith in myself and begin to believe in you. They get closer. Desiree, tell me about it. Francis, softly down by her lips. I might as well build a cathedral and worship you day and night. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, Janet Jackson's That's the Way Love Goes plays melodiously. Int. Francis's apartment, bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love surrounded by candles. It's steamy, seductive, and passionate. On the soundtrack, That's the Way Love Goes by Janet Jackson continues to play melodiously. We stay with them as they go at it with various erotic positions. Int. Francis's apartment, bedroom, later. Francis is on top of Desiree, sleeping between her breasts with close eyes. She caresses his hair in tenderness. Francis, voice over beloved, you may fall in love with me thinking that I had you at hello, and tell me you love me for reasons that I don't know. Or you may develop feelings for me believing that I am an archer, who makes Cupid seem an ice sculpture in Moscow. Your eyes might sparkle with tears whenever I am departure. And you would get infatuated, assuming there is nothing like a heart that is pierced with an arrow. And welcome me with open arms, warm smiles, and delicious kisses when I return to you with roses, Victoria's Secret lingerie, and dresses designed by Gabrielle Chanel, famously known as Coco. However, it doesn't mean anything compared to what you are doing to my heart that bleeds sweeter than the wine in Bordeaux, and the flame that burns within every inch of my soul, electricity that go through my entire body from head to toe. And love that preys on my bone marrow. I don't want to create commotion, or make a scene. But your eyes are sparkling, sweet, piercing, and serene. They are like two lakes in the garden of eternal sunshine, filled with turquoise stardust, emeralds, and blue diamonds, that are more flammable than ethanol and benzene. They defy everything that is vivid and keen, and any love story adapted for the big screen. Yet, darling, your lips are responsible for the creation of red rose and snowflake. And they are the ones that were brought to trial for the invention of French kiss, fever, and heartache. They are sweeter than honey that the bees make, and the angels keep finding them guilty of hearts that you love to break. I am addicted to you, sweetheart. I can't tell the difference between wrong and right. I respond neither to fight nor flight. I dream about you day and night. I blame your gorgeous face for making me fall in love at sight. No such beauty has ever taken a hold of a soul, like how you seized my quintessence outright, and stirred up emotions of mine that are responsible for pain and delight. Yet, I wonder if I should hold your eyes accountable for obsession that has neither a cure nor vaccine. I can talk about them from here to eternity and beyond and in between. And forget everything that is painful and mean. But whenever I look at them, they squeeze my spleen, and crucify my soul in the air as if I committed a beautiful sin. Sometimes, I wonder if Aphrodite cut my heart to pieces, and painted each beat green. And sang them blues, till they turned into spell that is more intoxicating than vodka and gin. And sprinkled them into two mysterious seas, composed of Psyche's tears that reside in the air so innocent and clean. I have got you under my skin. Passion has crowned you around my soul as if love were a hypothesis that has to do with a queen. I may lose, you may win. But my heart must constantly adapt, evolve, and love you more and more, cherish you unconditionally. Not merely to gain access to your soul deep within, but also simply to live, breathe, and deal with things that make my heart spin, while versus your exceptional sense of sensuality and matchless beauty that tells millions of fairy tales, which I don't know where to begin. It's not irony, but falling madly in love with thee and adoring you increasingly have become a routine. You are the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. You may still fall in love with me thinking I am a heartthrob, that is going to sweep you off your feet over the meadow. And beautify you with diamonds and pearls that hurl defiance at jewelries and precious stones that men once gave to Elizabeth Taylor, Audrey Hepburn, and Marilyn Monroe, which you would rather take for the substance than shadow. Love created you without a flaw. The life that was placed in my essence wants to kiss your lips, as if you were the reason for today, yesterday, and tomorrow. Dreamboat, not only have you wrapped my heart with barbed wire, but you have also given new meaning to craving, lust, and desire. Added a seductive twist to tenderness and thrill. And made anyone, who dared to believe in mercy, a liar. Sometimes, I close my eyes, dream about your beautiful face, and plant kisses on your eyes, nose, cheeks, and your chin, as if it were a foreplay. I then kiss your lips French, and say it's night even though it is day. And sometimes, I get up in the middle of the night, envision your sexy eyes on the stars, dance in the limelight, and tell myself it is a little bit infatuation with a femme fatale in spotlight, when I know it is fever in color instead of black and white. Dearest, let me make love to you, till all stars in the sky float in the air like rose petals that are caught on fire. Give you every beat of my heart, and pure pleasure that I have saved for special moment, which can't be found anywhere, and it will never expire. Kiss your delicious lips and put you above everything that I would die for, love, treasure, and admire. She smiles in beauty as if she heard the poem. He opens his eyes, kisses her on the heart. He slowly goes down, caressing her belly, and begins to give her oral pleasure under the blanket. Close up, Desiree. Her face glows with sexual pleasure. Int. Bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love. It's seductive, steamy, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts. Insert. Desiree music video. Note. It will be scripted during filming. Int. Restaurant, night. A seductive 5-star restaurant, Francis sits at a table with a glass of cognac, waiting for Desiree. On the stage, a girl named Amanda sings Nora Jones's I Don't Know Why. Close up, Amanda. Singing, I Don't Know Why. She sounds like an angel that hums blues to glorify the stars in the sky. Then, at the entrance, Desiree, wearing a bewitching red Valentino gown, walks in beauty. She sees Francis. He sees her as well, gives her a charismatic smile, gets up from his chair, and moves toward her. She comes up to him. Desiree, hi. Francis, hi. She throws her arms around his neck, he places his arms around her waist, they kiss intimately. Francis, you look like a rose that falls from the garden of true love that grows in the air at a hidden dimension. Desiree, tell me about it. They exchange soft kisses. Francis, I think it is illegal to look this beautiful. Desiree, why is that? Francis, you should be arrested. Desiree, I didn't do anything wrong. Francis, you are an highly addictive substance. Her cheeks crop up with a gorgeous smile. They kiss. Desiree, softly by his lips, I missed you. Francis, I missed you too. They kiss more intimately. Francis then pulls a chair for her. She sits in ease. He sits next to her. Close up, Francis and Desiree. Sitting in a slant, face to face, they talk between soft kisses. Francis, how was your day? They exchange soft kisses. Desiree, it was okay. But I got sick at the last minute. Francis, what happened? They exchange soft kisses. Desiree, stupid migraine. I felt dizzy. Francis, do you want me to take you home? They talk between soft kisses. Desiree, no. I'll be fine. I just need to take my medicine. He smiles in wonder. They kiss French. Desiree, softly I love you. Francis, down by her lips I love you too. They kiss intimately. The waiter comes to their table. The waiter, how may I take your order? They look at the menus. Francis, to Desiree, what are you ordering? Desiree, I'll have Caesar salad. She gives the menu to the waiter. The waiter takes it. Francis looks at the menu for 2 seconds. Francis, I'll get grilled barbecue chicken sandwich. He gives the waiter the menu. The waiter takes the menu. The waiter, to Desiree, anything to drink, mademoiselle. Desiree, cognac. The waiter writes it down and grabs the other menu. Waiter, I'll be with you in a minute. The waiter walks away. Amanda begins to sing Norah Jones's Come Away With Me. Close up, Amanda. Singing Come Away With Me, she sounds harmonious like the birds in the morning. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They gaze at each other, eyes softly. She then. Desiree, under her breath, what's it? Francis, this femme fatale, I can't get enough her. Desiree, tell me about her. Francis, they say that her beauty is coded in her gene. She left the cover of Vogue magazine. But all I know is her face lights up my world like photons that don't obey the law of speed. She loves to appear in my memories and cast spell throughout my soul in my hour of need. Her luscious lips shape each scene. They are supernatural phenomena, sweet things that make my heart bleed. She is like a rose that floats on a pure lake. Whenever I look at her radiant face, she gives me a beautiful ache, as if she cut my heart with a broken vase. Moreover, I like how her eyes are green. She is the most hypnotic girl I have ever seen. I have no choice but to plead as if she came out of the big screen, didn't need permission to proceed, and sat with me to play with my heart that she loves to devour like a cuisine. She smiles in beauty. They get closer and kiss. On the soundtrack, Amanda sings Rihanna's Diamonds. Int. Restaurant, dancing floor, night. Desiree and Francis dance slow. On the stage, Amanda continues to sing Diamonds like an angel whose heart is caught on fire. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They continue to dance. Then they kiss intimately. Int. Francis's apartment, night. Francis and Desiree make love surrounded by candles and roses. It's seductive, steamy, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts. EXT airplane, flying, day. An airplane flies in the air. On the soundtrack, Mysterious Girl by Peter Ender plays melodiously. Int. Airplane, flying, day. Desiree and Francis sit in the first class. They are talking in between soft kisses. We don't hear what they are saying due to Peter Ender's Mysterious Girl, playing on the soundtrack. The steward approaches them with drinks. She gives Francis a cranberry juices. She then places a glass of wine in front of Desiree, and walks away. Desiree and Francis take sips from their drinks and continue to talk between soft kisses. EXT Bahamas, beach, day. Francis chases Desiree. She runs down the beach, smiling and laughing in delight. On the soundtrack, Mysterious Girl continues to play melodiously. Francis catches Desiree and picks her up in the air high. She screams joyously. He brings her down, kisses her, then carries her over his shoulder, and takes her to the ocean as she laughs screaming with elation. They fall into the ocean, playing like little kids. Ocean shore. Francis, under, and Desiree, on the top, kiss lying on the shore like Burt Lancaster and Deborah Kerr from here to eternity as waves crash on their bodies. Francis then rolls over and gets Desiree on the bottom as they continue to kiss. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They kiss more passionately. EXT ocean, dusk. Desiree and Francis swim in the middle of the ocean. She comes swimming to Francis. He swims toward her. They get closer and kiss passionately as the twilight scatters across the ocean. This audio file was created by Panopreter Basic, You can download it at www.panopreter.com. EXT Bahamas Hotel and Restaurant, night. Francis and Desiree sit at a table, having glasses of red wines. On the stage, reggae band, Tim sings UB40's The Way You Do the Thing You Do. On the dancing floor, some vacciners dance. Close up, Desiree and Francis. Desiree, why do we feel like we have to justify our thoughts to find peace of mind? Francis, sometimes, it's not how you work against your instinct, but it's how you work around your conscience that brings peace to your heart, the benefit of the doubt. However, if you are trying to defy stars instead of reaching for them, don't let anything get between your dreams, true feelings, and even your sense of existence. Just allow your heart to guide you the direction that you want to go, and don't let anybody stop you. Desiree, what about confusion? Francis, confusion is just a set of hidden orders that are designed to distinguish your thoughts from your emotion, and leads you toward contentment at the regular basis. It is an example. Suppose you see a slice of cake. Your instinct tells you, I want it. But your mind tells you, it's not good for your health. It has too much sugar. It's a war between your fear and desire that is fought in the subconscious mind, which eventually makes a difference at the most defining moments in your life. Desiree, is that so? Francis, I'm kidding. I don't know anything about confusion or peace of mind, but the most beautiful girl in the world, sitting in front of me. And at the same time, like quantum physics, she is running in my heart in search of pulses that are designed to bleed for her instead of beating. And she hunts them infinity miles per second. And prey on them mercilessly like a cheetah that refuses to drink water but quench her thirst with the blood that roves through her victim's veins. You then slaved my soul with your sexy eyes as if you had something against me. Desiree, I do have something against you. Francis, what is it? Desiree, I lost my heart. You stole it. I need it back. Francis, what are you going to do with it? Desiree, I can't think straight without my heart. I have become lunatic. He smiles softly. Francis, I think I got it worse than you. I can look at your beautiful eyes and forget all my troubles. And suddenly, I become helpless like a bird that flies through tornado. Desiree smiles in beauty. Desiree, that's flattering. But tell me something seductive. Francis, has anyone told you that you're the most sensuous living soul in the world? Desiree, what's sensuous? Francis, beautiful and sensual. A girl who is stimulating to all six senses, sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, and intuition. Dead drop gorgeous. Desiree, do you have another definition? Francis, you have this arresting inner glow that floods out of your soul like a river in the garden of eternal beauty that has gone wild. And not only does it make your eyes sparkle more colorful than Polaris, but it also makes your skin glow in the dark as if the very essence of you were created with sacred breath of love, roses, and stardust mixed with the forbidden heartbeats of Aphrodite. However, that has nothing to do with your astonishing sense of sensuality, which your body might as well take credit for its supernatural shape. It gives new meaning to sensual, voluptuous, and pulchritudinous. Desiree, is that so? Francis, you are intoxicating from your head to your toes. Every time I look at you, you leave me high and dry. Desiree, whatever. Francis, I swear I have never met anyone like you in this world. You are the definition of bel amour. Desiree, I am not convinced. Tell me a poem. Francis, I prayed somehow, I would find peace of mind. And from all of my organs, you chose my heart. For a moment, I thought love was kind. And every beat of my heart vowed to love you till misery do us part. Yet, you are so gorgeous. My soul can't help but to jump out of my heart and float in the air like a butterfly that is dancing in the wind. Whenever I look at you, I swear you injure my heart in the most beautiful way possible and make me feel high as if I drank love potion that is mixed with cocaine and champagne. You send shockwave throughout my cardiovascular system, till I feel the sprain. Your image has burned in my brain. I become infatuated with you in vain till I tear my aorta again. And your eyes get a kick out of my pain. Your lips love to drive me insane. It is true. And suddenly, I feel blue. My heart is not half of the cardiac muscle used to be. Still I am nothing without you, and my heart too. But are you better of me? Maybe, love allows us to keep things in perspective, and do whatever it feels right. However, passion is not designed to set us free, but bring us together in candlelight. Passion is fanatic. It makes anything that comes between us an antic. And without further ado, it allows us to indulge ourselves with delicious fruits, kisses and caresses that we pick from tree of the knowledge of beautiful and romantic. You can always play an important role. Or soothe the butterfly in your belly when you take a stroll. And incline toward things that makes you feel whole. Keep the heart that you stole. But allow me to make love to you till the ice in Arctic melts and rain down in South Pole. Let us be baptized in fever and kiss till we are sore. Dreamboat, give our sweats consents to water the flowers and cover them with steam and dew like roses that I dropped on a shore, so they would bear fruits that we are going to feed each other whenever we ask for more. Pleasing you is my #1 goal. I have promised to give you pleasure in so many ways till you feel out of control. Above everything, let me make love to you, bestow true love upon your essences, and mend your heart, on which passion takes its toll. Kiss your lips and cuddle you next to my heart till you become part of my soul. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, you know how to make love to my heart, don't you? He smiles softly. Tim begins to sing Bob Marley's Stir It Up. Francis, do you want to dance? He gives her his hand to dance. Desiree, sure. She takes his hand. They get up and walk toward the open floor. Reggae band. A medium shot of Tim as he continues to sing Stir It Up. Pan to Francis and Desiree. Her arms around Francis's neck, his arms around her waist, they dance slow with Stir It Up. She then. Desiree, what do you want out of life? Francis, softly down by her lips, I want nothing but you. They kiss and continue to dance. She then. Desiree, whisperingly, France? He looks at her eyes softly. Francis, under his breath, what's it, dreamboat? Desiree, I love you very much. You make me the happiest girl alive. He smiles softly. Francis, you haven't seen anything yet. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Desiree, are you happy? Francis, I am the happiest man in the world. They kiss French. EXT ocean, beach, bathtub, night. We see sparkling stars, bright moon, and ocean waves. Desiree and Francis sit in a bathtub that is placed inside the shore. He is behind. She is resting on his chest. He recites Thomas More's Believe Me, If all those endearing young charms down by her neck from memory. On the soundtrack, L'Aime de Poets by Charles Trenet plays melodically. Francis, believe me, if all those endearing young charms, which I gaze on so fondly today, were to change by tomorrow, and fleet in my arms, like fairy gifts fading away, thou wouldst still be adored, as this moment thou art. Let thy loveliness fade as it will, and around the dear ruin each wish of my heart would entwine itself verdantly still. It is not while beauty and youth are thine own, and thy cheeks unprofaned by a tear, that the fervor and faith of a soul can be known, to which time will but make thee more dear. No, the heart that has truly loved never forgets, but as truly loves unto the close, as the sunflower turns on her god, when he sets, the same look which she turned when he rose. He kisses her on the cheek. There is a silent moment. She then. Desiree, there is a lot of thing I want to accomplish before I reach a certain age. Francis, don't worry. They all come to you naturally. Just believe in yourself. Desiree, I thinks I am possessed by demons. Confusion keeps getting the best of me. Every path of thought I stride through, I see a set of patterns that keep me at bay, as if my mind were playing tricks with my feelings in order to get a kick out of my pain. Francis, sometimes, it feels like that, your mind is playing tricks with your feeling. It wouldn't even allow you to take risks. And any strength that it sees, it will test it. And any weakness that it finds, it will expose it till it shows you the way to your heart. It's a basic principle of life disguised as painful lessons to see what you are made of. Then it will let you do whatever you want to do. She smiles softly. There is a pause. Charles Trinet's L'Aime de Poets fades away. She then. Desiree, humorously, what would you have done if you were a god? Francis, I don't know, maybe, I would make a drug that makes me last longer in bed, so I could make love to you for days without leaving the house. Desiree, you are amazing in bed. You don't need any drug. We make love for 10 hours. Francis, I don't want to stop. I want to make love to you 5 straight days without stopping. Desiree, you aren't planning to kill me by any chance, are you? Francis, I just want to cuddle you naked for hours, forget all my troubles, and be born again in your heart like a Pentecostal who has a lot of sins. And have a direct personal experience to your soul through the gorgeous heat that your body produce, and perhaps, later on, speak to your heart with tongue. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, you are freak. Francis, no, I am not freak. I love the heat that your body generates. There is nothing like it. Desiree, whatever. He kisses her on the shoulder. Francis, what would you have done if you were a goddess? Desiree, I would have changed all the oxygen in the air into love potion and watched people fall in love with each other. Francis, you would have made the greatest goddess in the universe. He kisses her on the shoulder. There is a pause. She then. Desiree, do you believe in God? Francis, do you? Desiree, I want to, but science tells you that the universe existed from an infinitesimal 0.14 billion years ago in a Big Bang. At the same time, God, or no God, you hear Juliet saying, give me my Romeo, and when he shall die, take him and cut him out in little stars. And he will make the face of heaven so fine, that all the world will be in love with night. Francis smiles softly. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Francis, if I were a god, I would start Genesis from the beginning. Build heavens with the stars in your eyes, the Garden of Eden with saccharinity and flowers on your lips, and make them the source of all sweetness and blisses. And give you saints and angels with kisses. He kisses her on the shoulder. I would create life from your heartbeat, give them souls with the butterfly in your belly when it flaps its wings. And watch them multiply into dynasties, legends, nephews, and nieces. I would create a sword from fervor that you put in my heart, sharpen it with your collarbones, and cut down all your worries, fears, and doubts into pieces. He kisses her on the shoulder. I would create oceans, lakes, seas, and rivers with you tears. Wash away each sin, and free their hearts from curse. I would make stardust from your wishes, and promise to love you unconditionally, and stand by you when things get worse. Kiss your lips, and make love to you till your soul lights up the universe. She smiles in beauty. He kisses her on the shoulder. Desiree, tell me more. Francis, I would then come in flesh and blood and show you a good time and make sure you enjoy yourself very much indeed, take you to a shopping spree. Buy you all kinds of fashion dresses, jewelries and shoes from Chanel, Prada, and Burberry. We would purchase sunglasses, hats and purses at Dior and Dolce & Gabbana. Add few more items at Gucci that you don't really need. We would grab a couple of lingerie from Victoria's Secret that are going to bring your wild side, and nightgowns that make you want to strip for me, as though you had nothing but a heart that loves to bleed. We would even buy a postcard from Kmart and send to your best friend who likes to smoke weed. However, I would make you my creed. And turn my fantasies into heartbeats, which I am more than willing to concede, so your love can flood into my heart with full speed. I would kiss your lips with sweet greed, and give you everything that I have agreed. But first, we would drink red wines at romantic restaurants. And if you don't like the food, we would go to a supermarket. I would buy groceries while pushing you in a shopping cart. I know you are a sweetheart. But let me pretend I am a heartthrob, and fall in love with thee for who thou art. We would cook lobsters and shrimps at my house as if we needed a fresh start. You would play your part. I would play my part. We would dance while cooking, kiss here and there, and even make love in the kitchen any which way like lovers in Stuttgart. We would then take it to the bedroom and do it like Discovery Channel, till our hearts rip apart. She smiles in beauty. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They kiss more passionately. Int. Resort, bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love. It's sensual, seductive, steamy, and passionate. We stay with them. Series cuts as they continue to have one of the best sex in the history of cinema. EXT Francis's Mercedes convertible, moving, day. It is a 2018 black Mercedes convertible. Francis is behind the wheel. Desiree sits in the passenger seat. They are driving in the natural region of Miami. EXT Lake House, day. We see a gorgeous lake house. Mercedes convertible. Francis and Desiree come to the villa, driving, and park the car in front of the house. Lake House, day. Francis, carrying Desiree, comes to the house, joining lips to lips. Francis opens the door. Int. Lake House, living room, day. Francis and Desiree enter in ease. Francis's point of view. There is no furniture. It is a new house. Francis carries Desiree to the bedroom. Int. Lake House, bedroom, day. There is a luxurious king-size bed. Francis places Desiree on the bed and comes closer to her lips. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. She puts her arms around his neck. They kiss French. Francis then looks at Desiree's eyes. Francis, do you have any idea how erogenous you are? Desiree, what's erogenous? Francis, wait. Let me see it on the dictionary. Francis takes out his cell phone from his pocket, accesses internet dictionary. Com. He types erogenous in the dialog box. On the screen, it reads, erogenous. Adjective. 1. Especially sensitive to sexual stimulation, as certain areas of the body, erogenous zones. 2. Arousing or tending to arouse sexual desire, sexually stimulating. Francis, sensitive to sexual stimulation, as certain areas of the body, erogenous zones. A girl that arouses sexual desire, sexually stimulating. She smiles in beauty. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. She throws her arms around his neck. They kiss more intimately. Desiree, Francis, down by her lips. What is it, sweetheart? There is a pause. Desiree, I'm pregnant. Francis closes her eyes, drifts deep into his heart for about 5 seconds, then opens his eyes, and gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Francis slowly goes down and places his cheek on her belly as if he were listening to the baby's heartbeat inside her stomach. He then kisses her belly. Francis, it kicks. Is it a boy or a girl? Desiree, it's girl. He kisses her belly again. Francis, it is a girl. Desiree, I am kidding. It's only 4 weeks. I don't know whether it's boy or a girl. It could be anything. He smiles softly and leans next to her, gazing at her eyes. Francis then gives her a soft kiss on the lips. They gaze at each other's eyes for seconds as if they were having a gazing contest. Desiree, I fucking love you. Francis, I love you too. They kiss intimately. On the soundtrack, J.A.I. Do Amours by Josephina Baker plays melodiously. Int. Lake, boat, day. Desiree and Francis lie on a small boat that is floating on a pure sparkling lake. She rests her head on his chest. He reads her a poem that he wrote. Francis, on one occasion, my aunt said I was like flood. I loved you more than my own flesh and blood. And if I didn't tell you that I was crazy about you from the bottom of my heart, instead of acting like stud, I would die alone. And they would bury me in the mud. And I thought that you didn't care about anything. You were going to marry a gentleman, who would just treat you with respect instead of love, and be a good wife. You then looked at me with the corner of your eye and cut my heart sharper than a knife. Dreamboat, you are love. I wish you had the time of your life. You have saved me from pain that is rife. Ironically, things are seldom what they seem. The spell that you cast in my heart is supreme. I prey on passion. I would neither go against love in a diet regime, nor scream. The fever is so extreme. Even though I am wounded, We have always done things well as a team. I swear I wouldn't act smart. Either drop by a hospital and look at x-ray and medical chart. Or pull you up for a start. It would never heal, or let me go like love potion that is made of Aphrodite's blood, Helen of Troy's teardrops, roses, superstition, and black art. There is something about you that gives me spiritual zeal. Your beauty is matchless but surreal, it is ideal for everything that will never lose its appeal. Honest to God, it is a big deal. Not only do you possess souls that men conceal, but your beauty has also the power to heal. The stars in the sky feel it in their beams, till they surrender their light on your beautiful face, like the twilight on Copacabana Beach in Brazil. Beauty is life. And love is fate that you are meant to seal. Sometimes, I think about your beautiful face when I am alone. I feel complete as if it were divine intervention that my heart and soul reveal. It is arresting but terrifying how you keep it real. And I can only say love has mercy on hearts that you love to steal. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, that's beautiful. They kiss. He puts the poem aside. Desiree, I'm thinking about writing a novel. Francis, what is it about? Desiree, it is a story about a girl who travels to the future through a time machine that her grandfather built. She meets one of the greatest poets in history at the year 3000 and falls in love with him. In the end, she chooses to stay with him in the future. Francis, that sounds classic. Desiree, I will start writing when I have free time. Francis, let the chips fall where they may. They kiss. Desiree, anyway, what is your secret? Francis, what secret? Desiree, something about you is mystery. I get tingling in my heart as if I were looking at a messiah. Francis, it is because, I got you in my heart. Everything that you see is your effect on me. You made me who I am. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Int. Living room, day. Desiree poses nude for Francis, lying on the sofa. Francis paints her on a blotter. On the soundtrack, Les Grands Boulevards by Yves Montand plays melodiously. Close up, the blotter. Francis draws her eyes, nose, and lips. Int. Lake house, bedroom, night. Desiree and Francis continue to make love. We stay with them as they continue to make love day and night with series cut, mixed with Francis painting Desiree. Int. Lake house, bathroom, day. Francis and Desiree sit in bathtub. Desiree is behind. Francis rests between her breasts, reading her a poetry that he wrote. Francis, beloved, let love prevail over hate. Romeo might have told Juliet that he would turn her tears into diamonds that sparkle like the sun that the planets rotate, and change her heart to gold. Some keep it up to date. Others like fashion that is old. And there are those who can't think straight when it comes to a subject that have to do with love, romance, passion, fever, and soulmate. But I understand why sweethearts can't wait to see each other, and when they meet, they are happy, because they don't care if they pull a weight, or eat from the same plate. They just want to fall in love and feel great. And whenever I look at you, your eyes increase my heart rate beyond fate. And things that are designed to thrill, exhilarate, and elate. Perhaps, I am insane. I can't tell the difference between love and pain. I refuse to believe in things that are supposed to make sense. You have broken down my defense. I prey on emotions that are sweet and intense. I have nothing to lose but gain. I don't want to breathe in vain. I want to kiss your lips and dance in the rain. However, I am not going to take a dive. I know how to seduce a girl in the count of 5. Whether it's taped or live. We all are designed to strive. Some like to kick it back with girls that wear their hair straight lob with bangs, or beehive. Go to a concert or watch films that are kept in archive. Others just want to obtain pleasure wherever they can derive. And there are those who talk the talk, walk the walk, and dance to jive. In my case, they might say it's drive. But I doubt if I am going to survive. Nobody would be surprised if you find me dead when you arrive. My body depends on the heat that your body produces to warm my soul, and replace heat wave that fever continues to deprive. My heart needs your kisses to thrive, and it would stop beating, and die for love that you continue to revive. I am nothing without my heart and soul, darling, because I fall head over heels in love with the most gorgeous girl alive. She smiles in beauty. Francis and Desiree kiss. He drops the book on the floor. EXT Princess Cruise Boat, night. We are in the Princess Cruise Boat, attending Loretta's Grammy and Christmas party. On the stage, Corinne Bailey Rae sings like a star. We see beau monde, elites, cream of society, celebs conversing, drinking, dancing, etc. Desiree, wearing a beautiful light gold gown, and Francis, in suit, walk down by the bar, holding waist to waist. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They look like the finest couple in the world. Francis, I was in the boat sailing in the middle of Pacific Ocean alone. I didn't remember where I was going. But a big wave came and flipped the boat. I fell into the ocean and drowned. Then out of nowhere came this beautiful mermaid and kissed me. Suddenly, I fainted. She took my hand, brought me to a dry land, gave me CPR, and restored me back to life. I looked at her eyes. She had the most beautiful eyes that I had never seen in my life. They sparkled more scintillating than stars in the sky. I asked what was her name. She said, Desiree. She went back into the water and swam away. Desiree, that's an amazing story. But is it real or a fairy tale? Francis, how do you define real? Desiree, Real is something that's certified as actual fact. Francis smiles softly. Francis, a wise man, recognizing that the world is but an illusion, does not act as if it is real, so he escapes the suffering. Desiree, who said that? Francis, it's a quote by Buddha. Desiree, do you have any other quote that sums up real? Francis, I love what I do. I take great pride in what I do. And I can't do something halfway, 3/4, 9/10. If I'm going to do something, I go all the way. Desiree, who said that? Francis, Tom Cruise. Desiree, he sounds wiser than Buddha, doesn't he? I mean, you can't escape suffering, thinking that the world is but an illusion. You have to go out and live your life to the fullest. Francis, I couldn't agree more. Desiree, I mean, I would rather make 100 movies like Tom Cruise and Bette Davis, and live multiple lives in a single lifetime through various characters than sit in one place like Buddha, figuring out suffering and the meaning of life, or returning as mice and rabbits, and later entering nirvana, whatever that is. He smiles softly. Francis, I am with you. But I made up the story to entertain you. Desiree, it was by far one of the most entertaining stories you have ever told me. Francis smiles softly. Francis, you know, it's like doing a motion picture. When the director says action, I put a mask and pretend as if I were at the far end of the universe, talking to the most glistening teardrop in the cosmos, the soul that was placed in my heart before creation. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, you never told me that you used to be an actor. Francis, I'm not an actor. I only did few low-budget student films when I was in college. Desiree, it's amazing. I have always pictured you being a major movie star. You are handsome. He smiles softly. Francis, it doesn't mean anything. Desiree, how is that? Francis, first, I didn't get paid. Second, I did them, so I could get a kick out of acting. Third, I did it to exercise my demons. They stop walking and stand lips to lips. Desiree, I want you to kiss me as if you were in a film set. He smiles softly. Francis, as you wish, dreamboat. They kiss French. She puts her arms around him. And he puts his arms around her. They kiss more intimately as if their tongues and lips were made out of their wishes, dreams, and fantasies. Pan 2, Corinne Bailey Ray. She continues to sing like a star. A medium shot of Francis and Desiree as they continue to kiss. Then, out of nowhere comes Loretta, wearing a light orange gown, and approaches Francis and Desiree. This audio file was created by Panopreader Basic. You can download it at www.panopreter.com. Loretta, to Desiree, what's up? Desiree, what's up? They cuddle and kiss on the cheeks. Loretta turns her attention to Francis. Loretta, I know you're having a lot of fun. Francis, it's a great party. They kiss on the cheeks. Desiree, I thought that you were going to perform tonight. Loretta, that was the original plan. But Michelle got sick. Desiree, what happened? Loretta, stomach upset. She had some kind of food poison. Desiree, I'm sorry to hear that. Loretta, I think it is an allergy. She'll be fine. It's not life-threatening. They all smile moderately. Desiree, your party looks amazing. Loretta, well, so far everything is going according to the plan. Looks at Francis with seduction, to Desiree. You just have to keep an eye on this handsome devil. He has something I want. Desiree looks at him. Desiree, to Francis, what's it? Francis smiles softly. Francis, softly to Desiree, it's nothing. He gives Desiree a soft kiss on the lips. Loretta, to Francis, tell me something I should know. Francis, you should know. You're the god's inimitable claim to fame, and like Audrey Hepburn and Lana Turner, everything about you is to love with flame, and to kiss without ever mentioning your last name. Loretta smiled gorgeously. Loretta, that's something, but what that means, to kiss without ever mentioning my last name. You mean I'm promiscuous like Lana Turner? Francis, just bleeding love. Loretta, how come you let him speak to me like that? Desiree, he used to be an actor. Give him 2-3 seconds. He'll just tell you everything you want to hear in a blink of an eye. Loretta, to Francis, is that right? Francis gives her his hand. Loretta takes his hand. Francis gazes at Loretta's eyes with seduction for about 3 seconds. He then. Francis, she's beautiful tulip. Her beauty is sexual. Between angel and a maleficent. Her eyes burn souls with desire. Her lips tell fantasies and adventures. About a girl, who was accused of being a beautiful liar. And once upon a time set many hearts on fire. When she is happy, all hearts are happy. When she suffers, all hearts suffer. And if the gods were to understand her. She just wants to give her beautiful heart. And have fun. Leave her mark on Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn. Someone to love, someone to hold her. A soul to kiss her sweeter than the sun. Francis kisses Loretta on the cheek softly, and lets her hand go with style. He takes a step back and throws his arms around Desiree's waist as they all smile in amazement. Desiree, that's something. Loretta, it's cute. But I didn't know my beauty was sexual. Francis, forgive me. I meant divine from the bottom of my heart. She smiles in beauty. Loretta, that would have sounded innocent. But I prefer sexual. You can get away with a lot of things, which might get you in serious troubles in typical days. They smile softly. A good-looking man named Mark Johnson, 25, Desiree's former lover, wearing navy uniform walk up to the circle. He comes behind Loretta and kisses her on the temple. Mark, hi. Loretta turns her eyes. Loretta, where have you been? Mark, I was around. Loretta and Mark kiss on the lips. Loretta, to Desiree, I'm sorry. I forget to tell you. We have been seeing each other for quite some times. Mark, to Desiree, hi. Desiree, hi. He comes up to Desiree and kisses her on the cheek. She kisses him back. Mark, to Francis, I'm Mark. Mark gives Francis his hand to shake. Francis shakes his hand, greeting. Francis, Francis. Mark, the famous poet. I read some of your work. It's amazing. Francis, thanks. Mark throws his hand around Loretta's waist. Mark, I might have to steal a phrase too from your book for my vow, a speech that I am working on for our wedding day. Mark gives Loretta a kiss on the lips. We see a little bit discomfort on Desiree's eyes, but she remains super cool. Desiree gives them a faint smile as if she didn't give a damn. On the other hand, Loretta feels a little bit guilty. Loretta, to Desiree, we just got engaged 3 weeks ago. And we are tying the knot on June. Desiree, that is something. Loretta, I wanted to tell you about it. But I didn't know how to do it. Mark interrupts her. Mark, it was supposed to be a surprise. But we want you to be our first and only bridesmaid. Loretta, you too, Francis. I want you to be the best person if that's not too much to ask. We are changing the traditional wedding structure. We can pick whoever we want to. He picked her. I chose you. Technically, you are my bride man, and she is his best woman. Mark, joking, you don't have to wear dress, and she doesn't have to wear a suit unless you want to. They smile softly. Desiree, it sounds like a plot that you picked up from a romantic comedy. Mark, it does, doesn't it? I might pitch it to Hollywood. They like this kind of stuff. Loretta, it's up to you, Francis. You don't have to say yes if you don't want to. Francis, it's okay. I would love to be your bride man. Mark, we are going to get you the best dress in Miami. They have small laughter. Mark, it is a joke. But it's going to be a private wedding with hardly anyone. Loretta, few friends and family and people we know here and there. Desiree, it's nice. I wish you the best. A girl named Stacy, 25, comes behind Loretta and taps her on the shoulder. Stacy, Michelle says she's ready. Loretta, give me few seconds. I'll be there in a minute. Stacy nods, okay. Loretta turns to Desiree and Francis as Stacy walks away. Loretta, let me get back to the show. They are waiting for me. Loretta comes up to Desiree. They hug in ease. Loretta, I should have told you. It just happened out of blue. Desiree, it's okay. Don't sweat it. I want you to be happy. They kiss on the cheeks. Loretta turns to Francis. Loretta, to Desiree, watch out this bad boy. He's wild at heart. Loretta and Francis kiss on the cheeks. Loretta, Merry Christmas. Francis, Merry Christmas. Mark hugs Desiree as well. They kiss on the cheeks. Mark, I thought about you a lot before I made the decision. Desiree, it's okay. I am happy for you. Mark, Merry Christmas. Desiree, Merry Christmas. Mark and Loretta hold hands. Loretta, enjoy the party. We'll see you around. They walk away, leaving Desiree and Francis on top of the screen. Close up, Francis and Desiree. She seems a little bit confused, but amused. Desiree, that was crazy. Francis, crazy like this. He holds her waist, brings her closer, and gives her a wild kiss as her back arches to some extent. A sweet seductive kiss. He brings her back. Desiree, what was that? Francis, it's divine intervention. Desiree smiles in beauty and throws her arms around his neck. They kiss French. Desiree, her beauty is sexual, between angel and maleficent, and bleeding love. That's quite seductive if you ask me. I was kind of jealous. He smiles softly. Francis, it only means pretty compared to you, beautiful. Between supernatural and a rose, a heart without a cloth. Desiree, I know you were going to say something sexy like that. I don't have a choice but to forgive you, do I? Francis, we are even. When I fell in love with you, I didn't have a choice either. She smiles in beauty. They kiss. Desiree, softly down by his lips, what about? What does my beauty like? He looks at her eyes seductively. Francis, sweet French kiss. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Int. Princess Cruise Ship, stage, night. On the stage, Loretta sings head over heels. On the dancing floor, the guests dance slow. EXT Cruise Ship, night. Francis and Desiree dance alone at the far end of the boat. Int. Cruise Ship, stage, night. Loretta continues to sing like a saint. Pan 2, bar. Mark, who is sitting with Scotch, watches Loretta. Int. Cruise Ship, night. Desiree and Francis continue to dance. Francis, are you enjoying Christmas? Desiree, It's okay. There is a silent moment. She then. Desiree, I thought she was my friend. She could have told me that she was marrying my ex. Francis says nothing. There is a pause. Then, on the soundtrack, Les Fuiles Mortes by Yves Montand comes, replacing Loretta's head over heels. Desiree, Francis. He looks at her eyes tenderly. Francis, what is it, dreamboat? Desiree, do you love me? Francis, more than life itself. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. Desiree, don't tell me that is my Christmas present. He smiles softly. Francis, once upon time, there was a boy, who was compelled to sell his heartbeats to ripples on a stream. He even talked in his sleep to be with the girl of his dream. But the boy fell into misery and felt incomplete, because he couldn't breathe or live with a heart that didn't beat. There was a witch who mastered the art of deceit. She deceived the boy, so she could get satisfaction from trick and treat. He felt bone dry as if he had spent most of his life in the desert left to die. Later, he saw the girl, walking in the street. She was so beautiful, radiant, and sweet. His heart stopped beating for 3 minutes. Snow fell from the sky, and all he wanted to do was kiss her from head to feet, cuddle her naked, and feel the heat. Despite the fact that he was a little bit lewd and unconventionally cold, she kissed his lips, revitalized his heart, and restored heartbeats that he sold. Not only are you sensual, but you also have a heart of gold. I can always end the story with they lived happily ever after, and pretend I am bold. But I want to kiss your lips and sign my name across your soul, as though it were the most romantic love story ever told. She smiles in beauty. Out of nowhere, Francis produces a rose like a magician. Francis, Merry Christmas. He gives her the rose. Desiree doesn't know how he does it. Desiree, Merry Christmas. They kiss French. Int. Francis and Desiree's house, bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love. It is steamy, alluring and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts. Int. Living room, bathtub, night. Francis and Desiree sit in the bathtub that is placed in the middle of the living room. He is behind. She is resting on his chest with close eyes. On the TV, Mr. and Mrs. Smith starring Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt is showing with a sound. He is reciting poetry down by her neck from memory. Francis, maybe, my heart is not fit. Let excitement chew me up and spit me out bit by bit. And good time kick me while I am down like a heartbeat that falls in a pit. I would take the hit. I should have come to think of it. Instead, we would bake cakes that is going to serve as dessert and tidbit. However, would anybody be satisfied with life that offers love without a wit? Sometimes, I say things in order to make you smile. I hope it is worthwhile. This is not a trial. Love goes with your character, allure, and style. The truth is I can't get enough of you. I am in love with your cheeks, which I have developed an infatuation with the light that they emit. I have a crush on the stars in your eyes, they sparkle like teardrops that the sun has forever lit. I am so hot and heavy about your scrumptious lips. And sometimes, I want to kiss you without a permit. Among other things, and most of all, I get turned on by crime that you continue to commit. I am left with a beautiful heart that you love to slit. But I would let you stitch it with soft kisses instead of needle and thread while we are dancing, as if you were knitting the word love in my heart. In turn, I would caress and kiss your lips, and heal your heart that I might have pierced with a dart. Later, we would sit at the dinner table and eat what we cook in candlelight while watching Casablanca starring Ingrid Bergman and Humphrey Bogart. We would feed each other when Rick tells Isla here's looking at you, kid, and take love from the romantic to the sublime. And when Ilsa tells Rick, kiss me as if it were the last time. I would stop everything that I am doing, get up, and kiss your sweet lips with every beat of my heart, and let you know I am your partner in crime. Till I turn the electrolytes in your saliva into sonnets that give new denotation to verse and rhyme. Yet, I got a kid. Sometimes, I do things for benefit. I know how to navigate like a pilot in a cockpit. We can always watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith when John and Jane dance tango as if it were a comedy skit, and later cheer for them versus the bad guys, till Angelina Jolie throws a knife at Brad Pitt, and leaves him with something to think about it. But I am fascinated with everything that you do, and evidences that prosecutors submit. Are we innocent until proven guilty? Let self-control give shape to determination and true grit. I don't know whether to surrender or act proud without immunity. I might as well quit. It is impossible to resist you, I can't get you out of my mind even though they say it's insanity. I have no choice but to admit, blood runs through all over my veins whenever I look at you. And suddenly, I feel a prisoner in my soul like a rebel that a princess has refused to acquit. And my heart explodes inside my body when you stand in front of me without a single drop of cloth that they call outfit. Or perhaps, we should charge it to the dust and let the rain settle it. We would take a walk in the beach as if we had apple pie and lemon tart. And regardless of what the stars in the sky make of the moment, I will always be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, as if love were art. I will love and adore you all the days of my life till fever do us part. And kiss your lips in moonlight, and write a fairy tale in your heart that has neither ending nor a start. However, allow the stars in the sky to say that you are 1 in a billion, a perfect 10. Your face should be on every dime. But I know there has never been anyone, or anything like you since the creation of humankind, flowers, space, and time. I want to make love to you in the morning, afternoon, and nighttime, while you are young and in your prime, and kiss your lips, till I run out of breath and forget who I'm. Let my heart floats in the air like a butterfly that floats in beautiful clime. I will only fall in love once in a lifetime. She smiles in beauty and opens her eyes. They kiss French. Int. Broadway, night. We are at the Broadway. On the stage, Desiree sings Insane with Luke Jordan behind the piano. Patrick Lewis plays a double bass. Jerry Cole plays guitar. Ray Jackson plays saxophone. The audiences watch her with great interest. Lyrics is written by Desiree. She borrows it from Francis's poems. Close up, Desiree. Desiree, roses are red. The sky is blue. Maybe, I want to lie on my bed and fantasize about making love to you. My friends tell me, love is illusion. That I created to trick the demons in my head. It is fiction that sounds good to be true. But whenever I am with you, I want to kiss your lips. Like fairy tales that I have read. Turn the blood in your veins into wine. And the candy in your heart into bread. Quench my thirst with true love. And forget everything they said. Maybe, I am insane. I can't tell the difference between love and pain. I refuse to believe in common sense. You break down my defense. I don't want to breathe in vain. I want to kiss your lips. And dance in the rain. Francis, who is sitting at the first row, watches her in wonder. A medium shot of Desiree as she continues to sing. Desiree, my friend said romance is dead. It is a bad emotion and might as well be taboo. So it wouldn't remind me tears that I shed. But I don't know why my heart skips beats. Whenever I think about you. They tell me it is a shame. My thought and feeling look the same. Why did I fall in love with a boy that plays a game? When things fall apart, it's me they blame. But it is an addiction. My soul keeps telling me what to do. As if falling in love with you were new. And I swear nothing gives me more pleasure than making love to you. Till our bodies are covered with sweats and dew. Francis continues to watches her in admiration. Desiree, maybe, I am insane. I can't tell the difference between love and pain. I refuse to believe in common sense. You break down my defense. I don't want to breathe in vain. I want to kiss your lips. And dance in the rain. Francis continues to watch her in wonder. Desiree, Juliet might have told Romeo that she would turn his tears into diamonds. And change his heart to gold. Some keeps it up to date. Others like fashion that is old. But I need something sweet in my life. You are a heartthrob, baby. You are brave and bold. My body depends on the heat that your body produces to survive. It is you I want to make love to. Cuddle and hold when it's cold. And kiss your lips with the most romantic fairy tale that has ever told. Maybe, I am insane. I can't tell the difference between love and pain. I refuse to believe in common sense. You break down my defense. I don't want to breathe in vain. I want to kiss your lips. And dance in the rain. EXT/int. Francis's Mercedes convertible, moving, sunset. Francis is behind the wheel. Desiree is next to him. Desiree, sometimes, I wish I had the power to read people's hearts and find out what goes through their mind, and what they know about love. Francis, what do you know about love? Desiree, I know love is a feeling that gives passion the benefit of the doubt. He smiles softly. There is a silent moment. Desiree, what's love to you? Francis, the beauty mark on your cheek. A hickey. And a feeling that makes your heart tremble like a hummingbird, flapping its wings in the air. She smiles in beauty, unbuckles her seat belt, comes up to him, and sits on his lap. Medium shot, Francis is comfortable wobbling. The car skids wobbling as it drives off the lane. Francis pulls the car on the side of the road. Desiree is sitting on his lap. They kiss French. They part their lips. Close up, Desiree. She looks breathtaking, the twilight breezes on her alluring eyes softly. Desiree, it's not fair. Why do you have to be so romantic? Francis, I can't help it. You are so beautiful. She gives a soft kiss on the lips. Desiree, how much do you love me? Francis, infinity. Desiree, what is infinity? Francis, every star, particles, atoms, and molecule in the universe is multiplied by eternity. There are no words to describe the feeling that I have for you. But you have made it so easy to breathe and kiss by being the very soul in my heart. I am nothing without you. She smiles in beauty. They kiss French. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They kiss more intimately. On the soundtrack, No Ordinary Love by Sada plays melodiously. Int. Resort, bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love with No Ordinary Love. We stay with them with series cuts. Int. Resort, bathroom, night. Desiree and Francis sit in the bathtub. He is behind. She is resting on his chest with close eyes. He recites a poem down by her neck from memory. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Francis, tell me what turns you on, dreamboat. Is to travel to Paris, visits everything that the City of Light has to offer, and kiss under the Eiffel Tower? Or to dance at a nightclub till we sweat, then go to my place, and make love in the shower? Girls say that I have a skill. I am Majesty of the Hill. A master of creating love that penetrates a soul like a drill. I am not going to ask you things that you would do with free will. I would just hide for a while, chill, keep a low profile, and mend heart of mine that you have chosen to grill. But the very thought of you give me a thrill. You are my ambition that I vow to fulfill. Yet, how can a girl comply with a cardiovascular system that provide true love and joy to a soul, and prey on my heart that creates affection, excitement, and pleasure but has no power? You have cast spell in my soul that grows like a wildflower. Darling, let me kiss your lips and make you forget everything that is sour. You are my medicine that I take when I am ill. I am addicted to you like cocaine and Advil. You are a remedy that I can't help but to spill. I would love to take you like a pill. You keep me going when dismay and confusion tell me to stand still, and try to distinguish me like a candle that burns in the wind outside at the Cathedral of Seville. Gorgeous, allow me to return the favor and do something about a blank space that I promised to fill. Let's get drunk on kisses that fever and passion distill, make love and forget everything that is run of the mill, and rejoice on true love that doubt and time can't end, destroy, or kill. Nevertheless, you are a star. Each and every one of them talk about you at a bar. You are the first thing that comes to their heads when they play a guitar. Some keep you under the radar. Others want you to give them cookies from a jar. But they all wish they would watch you dance like a stripper till they forget who they are. And in my life, I have seen things that are attractive, striking, unique, and bizarre. But you are the most intoxicating them of all by far. You run my heart like an engine in a car, till you smile in tenderness, and leave my soul in the air with a beautiful scar. On the other hand, I might sound like a Dalai Lama from Tibet. But I hate things that make you upset. Honestly, you can always say that you are drop-dead gorgeous, and your image is enough at a film set. You would never do things that you are going to regret. Let them know it's not worth it, they haven't seen what you are capable of doing as of yet. Walk away from bad situations, and fly away in a jet. However, you will always be a coquette, a girl that loves to get wet. Sometimes, I wonder if you are nothing but a butterfly that I chase with a net. A femme fatale who loves to smoke cigarette, give her vagina a nickname as though it were a pet, and do nasty things on a hood of a Corvette. But let Cupid and Psyche sit in a pub and drink wine from a chalice and whiskey from a cup. It makes no difference as long as both get drunk of love and act like a kitten and a pup. Meanwhile, I can assume the world is a movie, look at you in a medium shot, and understand why love never gives up on romance as if it had a sup. Yet, you can put on lipstick, powder your cheeks, and apply an eyeliner to the windows of your soul, as if they were the usual suspects that you love to round up. Or stand in front of a camera without a makeup. I notice you look breathtaking in close-up. But I swear I don't care if you play fair, or wear my shirt without underwear, or run naked at Times Square. Sometimes, I like it when you trim your pubic hair. And ask me if I want to play truth or dare. And to my advantage, all you care about is love that is rare. And get lost in flirtation, carnal knowledge, and pleasure that comes with passion, romance, sex, and love affair. And you love to prey on my heart, which you know deep down in your soul it can't be found elsewhere. But you act coy as if love were in the air. And keep me on the edge of excitement till I relinquish my heart and denounce its independent that I was supposed to declare. Still, you can always run to me with an empty video cassette. We would even cook spaghetti and bake salmon, and make sushi at my kitchenette. Have supper in the terrace, eat what we cook with glasses of wines, take a walk in the beach, and kiss in sunset. But all I know is you are the most beautiful girl I have ever met. When I am sick, wish me well. When they hold you accountable for style that is vulgar but slick, I will let them know it is swell. You may wear lipstick and act like you are going to meet me in a motel. I would write a chick flick and win a Nobel. Or you may put on Victoria's Secret lingerie that makes anyone come quick, and defy anything that is labeled as a bombshell. We would skip picnic and give into emotions that are intended to compel. I would allow you to do things that make my heart tick. Let me do things that would ring your bell. Let's make love with various erotic positions that we pick, and raise hell. Or let me give you soft kisses on the eyes, cheeks, nose, chin, and belly as if I were doing your portrait on my soul, and preserving your beauty in my memory, which I love to do in the right mindset. Caress your body, kiss your lips intimately, and make love to you all night till you sweat, and get my heart out of debt. EXT Japanese restaurant, day. Desiree and Francis sit at a table. She is having sushi and a glass of cognacs. He is having shrimp pasta and wine. Desiree, the thing about Buddhism, it teaches you that disciplining your mind and controlling your cravings lead you toward happiness and peace of mind, and eventually to nirvana. In the meantime, one of the biggest misconceptions about Buddhism is that Buddhism itself is based on a man who spent his time alone trying to figure out human sufferings. But humans are social animals, designed to interact among each other. Once they exclude themselves away from the society and begin to hold their desires, they experience a lot of ideas that compromise the core concept of passion. Francis, I hear you. Desiree, but one thing that I never understood would be why guys have nipples but no breasts. Francis, why is that? Desiree, I don't know. But if I have to guess, originally both male and female were supposed to breastfeed, however, down the evolutional line, the males eventually forced to provide to their offspring and females counterpart through labor and physical work. Their breasts just got worn out over a period of time. Francis, that is an interesting theory. She picks a sushi from her plate with her fingers, and tries to feed him. When he is about to eat, she takes it back, and eats it for herself playfully. He smiles lightheartedly and gets up from his seat. Francis, I'm going to pinch your nipples. He comes behind her and holds her hands in a playful manner. She screams blissfully. He kisses her on the cheek. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They kiss French. Int. Fashion, runway, evening. Female supermodels walk on the catwalk one at a time under the brand name Desire as camera light flashes. On the soundtrack, Sexy Back by Justin Timberlake plays melodiously. Close up, models. They continue to walk in glamorous outfits designed by Desiree. Int. Fashion, backstage, night. It is a typical fashion show backstage. We see beautiful models dressing up everywhere. Desiree, wearing a light red miniskirt, is in charge of dressing a gorgeous supermodel named Adriana Lima in an asymmetrical rose silk floor-length gown. A girl named Samantha Hill in a shimmery purple outfit assists Desiree. On the soundtrack, Sexy Back plays softly. Desiree, to Samantha give me the veil. Samantha grabs a translucent pink veil and hands Desiree the cloth. Desiree takes the veil and places it around Adriana. Desiree takes a few steps back and looks at Adriana. Desiree, to Samantha what do you think? Samantha, it's sexy. Desiree, to Adriana it looks sexier without it. Take it off. Adriana, Brazil accent it's not that bad. I like it. Adriana takes off the veil and give it to Desiree. Francis appears at the other end of the entrance. He is holding a red rose. Desiree sees him. She pats Adriana on the back as if she were telling her that she is ready to go. Desiree, you are done. Desiree puts the veil on the table and walks up to Francis. Desiree, hi. They cuddle and kiss. Francis, congratulations. He gives her the rose. Desiree, thanks. They walk toward Samantha, holding hands. Desiree puts the rose on the table, and grabs a red gown from Samantha's hand. Desiree, to Francis should I come out wearing this? What do you think? Francis, it looks beautiful. Desiree, you're just saying that. Let me try it. Desiree gives Francis the gown. He holds it. She removes the cloth, places it on the table, takes the gown from his hand, and begins to put it on. Desiree, Francis, what is it, sweetheart? Desiree, putting on the outfit the other day I had a big headache and went to see Dr. Johnson. Francis, what did she say? Desiree, EPS. Francis, what's that? She puts on her gown and comes up to him. Desiree, early pregnancy syndrome. She gives him a soft kiss, turns around, and asks him to tie the outfit without a word. He ties it and kisses her on the shoulder. Francis, do you feel any abdominal pain? She turns around and throws her arms around his neck. Desiree, you sound like a doctor. I am fine. She kisses him as he wraps his arms around her waist. They kiss intimately. Desiree, Francis, under his breath what is it? Desiree, you forgot my birthday. He slides his arms from her waist. Francis, I did not. Out of nowhere appears a tiny gold and diamond ring on Francis's lips magically. Desiree couldn't believe how the ring appears on his lips. Francis picks her up and places her on the table. He takes off her left shoe, pulls the ring from his lips, and places it on her middle toe, and kisses her foot softly. She looks at him speechless. Francis gets up and comes up to her lips. Francis, happy birthday. They kiss. She wraps her arms around his neck as they continue to kiss. On the soundtrack, You Rock My World by Michael Jackson plays melodiously. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They kiss more intimately. Int. Fashion runway, night. Models continue to walk on the catwalk, wearing Desire. Francis watches the models as they walk the runway and strike poses. Cut to. Desiree comes out, wearing a beautiful gold see-through gown, walks down the catwalk, and poses with style as camera lights flash at her from all angles. Cut to. Desiree walks up to Francis with a winsome smile. He gets up to greet her. She cuddles and kisses him. Desiree, softly by his lips I love you. Francis, I love you too. They kiss more intimately as the camera lights flash at them like firework. EXT Hotel, bathroom, night. Francis and Desiree sit in the bathtub. Francis is behind. She is resting on his chest. On the soundtrack, One for My Baby Jazz by Wes Montgomery plays softly. Desiree, what inspires you in life? Francis, everything that's delicious, sexy, and beautiful. Desiree, like what? Francis, your scrumptious lips. She smiles in beauty. Desiree, what about them? Francis, to bleed for. Desiree, what about my personality? Francis, personality is not that mandatory. Desiree, seductively how's that? Francis, kiss is the greatest personality that a girl can obtain without having to say a word. He kisses her on the cheek. Francis, I mean French kiss. She smiles in beauty, turns, and kisses him. They kiss French. Desiree rests on his chest, closes her eyes, and sleeps in beauty. There is a silent moment. She then. Desiree, seduce me. Francis smiles in wonders. Francis, someday, a bell will ring. The light will turn into green. A rebel becomes a king. A girl, wild at heart, will be crowned as a queen. But you would remain the reason the birds sing in the morning and my blood continues to store love in my heart instead of my spleen. I know you expect me to be humble. But I would love to dance with your tear. And get you in trouble. I would like to become your desire, lust, and itch, but take away your fear. I remember walking in the street of Paris, looking at buildings that are tall, billboards that have the images of beautiful girls, which I thought each one of them looked like a Barbie doll, and things that they sell in a mall. A mademoiselle, who was wearing miniskirt, strolled down in the street of the Avenue des Champs-Élysées. She was sucking a lollipop. And all she cared about was, whom she is going to hurt, and which heart she was going to steal, and sell it at a pawn shop. I sat in front of my laptop, and thought about writing a poem how I want to make love to you for 8 hours non-stop. So, darling, nothing is going to save you when my heart explodes like a bubble. I would chase you around like a deer. You wouldn't move a muscle. It is clear. I am addicted to you like cocaine that the Colombians smuggle. Isn't the earth sphere? You aren't supposed to struggle. I would kiss your lips without a smear. And make love to you like a cat in the jungle. You are going to weep. I am in too deep. Let climax seep. You might even tell me secrets that you keep. Why do fools fall in love when thrill is so cheap? You might as well take fate that is intended for leap. I would come in your dreams when you sleep, and so what I reap. Later, I visited Barcelona and saw paramours playing volleyball. Lovers strolling in the beach, holding hands, cooing, kissing, and doing things that make their enemies feel small. And French kiss that make villains' skins crawl. Some hope they would get married at the Cathedral of St. Paul. Others wish they were floating like the butterflies in fall. Yet, I wonder what would they have done, if they have felt my heart beating on my lips like a drum, how you hold me spellbound, the soul that you thrall. Would they have understood the sum? And how bad I want to please thee withal, it would have swept them off their feet and left them in the air to sprawl. Whether I am busy or alone, it's you I want to call, and remind you not only you are the most beautiful girl in the world, but you are also the sexiest them of all. She smiles in beauty. He kisses her on the shoulder. She opens her eyes. Desiree, Jetma. Francis, Jetma. They kiss intimately. Int. Bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree make love. It is steamy, alluring, and passionate. We stay with them for a bit. Int. Dave and Kate's mansion, night. It is a huge mansion. A big motion picture fundraiser's party is in progress. On the stage, a man named Ted sings Seal's Kiss from a Rose featuring Johnny Band. Desiree, wearing a beautiful red gown, and Francis walk through the crowd, holding each other arms. Close up, Desiree and Francis. They look like the sexiest couple in the world. Desiree, a kiss is a lovely trick designed by nature to stop speech when words become superfluous. Francis, who said that? Desiree, Ingrid Bergman. Francis, sure. But tell me, imitating Cary Grant, how does a girl like you get to be the girl like you? Desiree, touching her belly, I don't know, I haven't made love with an empty stomach lately. They stop walking and stand lips to lips as if they were made out of each other's breath of life. Francis, you have the sexiest belly in the world. Desiree, that's too superfluous. He smiles softly. They kiss French. An attractive woman named Kate, 32, who is conversing with a couple, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, sees Francis and Desiree. She excuses them and walks toward Francis and Desiree. Francis and Desiree part their lips and look at Kate as she approaches them. Kate comes to Francis. She is an actress. Kate, to Francis, what's up? Francis, what's up? Kate and Francis kiss on the cheeks. Kate, to Desiree, hi. Desiree, hi. Kate and Francis kiss on the cheeks. Kate, to Desiree, you look amazing. Desiree, thanks. Kate, to Francis, I didn't know you were going to show up looking like the Prince of Darkness. Francis, the Prince of Darkness has nothing on me. Out of nowhere, Francis takes out a small box wrapped with gift paper and gives Kate the box. Francis, happy birthday. Kate takes the box. Kate, what's it? Francis says nothing. Kate removes the gift paper and opens the box, revealing a gold necklace that has a shape of heart. Kate, a necklace. Francis, I thought you would like it. Kate, takes the necklace from the box, it's marvelous. Thanks. Francis, you welcome. Kate takes her diamond necklace from her neck that she was wearing. Kate, gives Francis the gold necklace that he gave her. Here, put it yourself. Kate turns around and gives him her neck. Francis places the necklace around her neck and stands next to Desiree. Kate looks at it. Kate, to Desiree, what do you think? Desiree, it's beautiful. Kate, to Francis, I owe you one. She gives him a kiss on the cheek. Kate, takes his arm, come on. Let me introduce you to my fiancé. He wants to make your novel Gorgeous Love into a movie. Francis holds Desiree's hand. They walk toward the direction of the camera. Kate, here, hold this necklace in your packet. You will give me later. She gives him the necklace. Int. Party, night. Kate's fiancé David, 43, who is standing near the piano with a whiskey, talks to a producer named Edward Patmore, 36. Edward, it's gripping tale about an anthropologist, a young woman like Megan Fox who finds herself in the middle of the jungle, carrying offspring after her aircraft crashed. She then gets rescued by new tribe unknown to the open world, till she begins to study their culture. She encounters harmony, conflict, adventure, culture shock, and finds her spirit at the defining point of her life to stand by her brave heart. David sees Kate, Francis, and Desiree walking toward him. David pats Edward on the shoulder. David, hold your thought. Edward nods sure. David walks toward them. Kate slowly pulls her arm from Frances's arm and walks to David. Kate gives David a kiss on his lips. David kisses her as well. Kate, to David, I want you to meet this poet, my best friend Frances, and his girlfriend Desiree. To Frances and Desiree. This is my fiancé, David. Frances slightly pushes Desiree toward David to give him some kind notion that she always comes first. David gives her his hand to shake. Desiree takes it. They shake hands, greeting in ease. David, hi. Desiree, hi. David then shakes Frances's hand. David, shaking his hand, you must be the great romancer that she had been telling me ever since I put that ring on her finger. Frances, it's ironic. I used to have a thing for her. Kate smiles softly. Kate, you can't find a replica of this playboy. He knows how to make a garden out of a girl's heart and steals a rose from her soul. David looks at Desiree. David, he is a thief. He stole your heart. But can he tell me how he tricked a comely girl like her to be by his side? Frances smiles softly. He looks at Desiree's eyes. Frances, she's one of few souls created out of sacred teardrops with a beautiful secret. Desiree smiles softly. David, I can see it. Quotes John Keats, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Come on, let's walk outside. To France. I want to talk to you about turning your book Gorgeous Love into a motion picture. On the other hand, Ted and Johnny Bond begin to sing Nate Kong's Unforgettable. Frances, let me have this dance with her if she doesn't mind. Frances looks at her eyes. Desiree gives him a soft kiss on the lips and winks at him. Let's dance. Frances nods to David as if he were saying him to excuse them. David throws his arm around Kate's waist and nods sure. Frances and Desiree come to the open floor and begin to dance. Close up, Desiree and Frances. Frances gazes at Desiree's eyes softly as they dance quietly. He then. Frances, you will always be unforgettable. She smiles in beauty. They kiss and continue to dance. Int. David's mansion, party, later. Close up, Frances and David. Frances and David walk toward the bar with glasses of champagnes. On the soundtrack, I've Got You Under My Skin by Frank Sinatra plays melodiously. David, a boy meets a girl. They fall in love. Then something happens in the middle, or someone comes between them. They fall out of love. They stop walking, and stand at the bar. David, in the end, love conquers all, they get back together and live happily ever after. This format has worked ever since the invention of motion picture, but I like your novel. It's unique, a beautiful flawless love story. It is a love letter to a soul. And it's my #1 priority, to bring the story into a big screen. Int. David's mansion, party. Close up, Kate and Desiree. Holding glasses of Martins, they walk down by the window. Kate, referring to Desiree's outfit, did you design this? Desiree, yes, I did. Kate, it's remarkable. Desiree, thanks. Kate, I used to be a model myself. I know it takes aptitude and extraordinary vision to be a fashion designer. To begin with, you have to know what you are doing. You just cannot get up in the middle of the night and become a designer overnight. You must have passion for trendy and clothing. Kate looks at someone. She takes Desiree's arm. Kate, come on. Let me introduce you to a good-looking man. He might be the next Clark Gabriel. Pan 2, we see an unidentified man in a blue suit, his back against us. He is conversing with 2 young girls. We don't see his face yet. The man's point of view. The 2 girls, holding champagne, are talking to the man. Girl 1, it's a beautiful script. Girl 2, it has a lot of sex. There were movies husband and wife used to sleep on 2 separate king and queen size beds and said everything in their heart without sex. Girl 1, I like it. I thought it was going to be quixotic at the beginning but turned out to be quite romantic. Kate and Desiree come up to the man. The man turns and looks at Desiree. Desiree's eyes get wider. It is Mark. Kate, hi. They kiss on the cheeks. Kate, to the girls, hi. They all kiss on the cheeks. Kate, I want you to meet this heartbreaker, Desiree. Girl 1, hi. I'm Ava. She gives Desiree her hand. Desiree takes her hand. Desiree, Desiree. Girl 2, I am Jessica. She gives Desiree her hand. Desiree takes her hand. Desiree, nice to meet you. Kate, this is Mark. Mark gives Desiree his hand. She takes it. Mark, what's up? Desiree, nothing much. They kiss on the cheeks. It's a little bit awkward. Mark, I thought I would never see you in red again. Desiree, joking, I would have worn Victoria's Secret's lingerie if I knew I was going to run into you here. He smiles softly. Kate, do you know each other? Mark, intimately. Desiree, we used to go out together till he asked me to be his best woman. Kate, well. It is a small world. They all get silent. The girls then excuse Mark. Ava, I think we had better go. Jessica, excuse us. Ava and Jessica kiss Mark on the cheek. He kisses them on the cheeks as well. Ava and Jessica say, bye and walk away. Kate's POV. Mark and Desiree look at each other silently. Kate, let me leave you alone. Kate kisses Desiree on the cheek. She then kisses Mark on the cheek as well. Kate, to Desiree, I will see you around. To Mark. Bye. Mark nods by. Kate walks away, leaving Desiree and Mark on top of the screen. Close up, Desiree and Mark. They stare at each other's eyes without a word. He then. Mark, you look beautiful. Desiree, thanks. There is a pause. They gaze at each other's eyes. In the meantime, Ted begins to sing Heat Waves Always and Forever. Mark, softly, do you mind, for old time's sake? Mark gives her his hand to dance. She takes his hand. They walk to the open floor and begin to dance as if they didn't know each other. At least, she doesn't care even though he is trying to get her attention somehow. Close up, Mark and Desiree. They continue to dance slow. Back to Francis and Dave. They continue to talk, standing at the bar. Dave, you can categorize all movies through action, comedy, romance, drama, and mystery, and see what they're truly made of. But I want to bring the golden age of Hollywood aura, glamour, suspense, and new seductive characters, fetch feminine souls out of mystic, and put them on the foreground. Francis looks at Desiree as she continues to dance with Mark. Pan to Mark and Desiree. She seems careless. Mark, what are you doing here? Desiree, I came with Francis. They asked him to turn one of his nobles into a motion picture. Mark, that's great. There is a silent moment. He then. Mark, are you happy? Desiree, yes, I am. Why did you ask? Mark, it's nothing. You seem alluringly sad. She smiles softly as if she were saying, whatever. There is a silent moment. Mark and Desiree continue to dance silently. Back to Francis and David. David, what about you, Romeo? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Francis, there is nothing to tell you. But my life depends on showing the beauty of romance, finding spell at every corner of the universe, and expressing love to the full extent of imagination by any means necessary. Takes a glance at Desiree, who continues to dance with Mark. And perhaps, give a seductive pulse and beautiful twist to passion and get folks in the mood for love. David, that's brilliant. Francis, excuse me. I have to use the restroom. I had a lot of wines. He puts his drink on the table and begins to walk toward the restroom. Pan to Mark and Desiree. They continue to dance. Mark, I don't know. It could be my heart playing tricks on me, but you look more beautiful than ever. Desiree smiles in beauty but chooses to remain quiet. There is a silent moment. She then. Desiree, where's Loretta? Mark, she's here. We broke up. She looks at him. What do you mean you broke up? Mark, off her look, I told her I'm still in love with you. Desiree doesn't say anything. They continue to dance silently. Int. David's mansion, corridor, night. Francis walks down the corridor. He then sees Loretta, who is sitting on the steps, down the hallway, with a glass of whiskey. Loretta, what's up? Francis, hi. Loretta, enjoying the party? Francis, it is okay. There is a pause. Loretta, is there anything you want to say to me, like sexual and maleficent? He smiles softly. Francis, I'll think something innocent for your wedding. Loretta, forget it. There is no wedding. Francis, what happened? Loretta, we broke up. He told me he still loves Desiree. And I told him I had a crush on you. I couldn't stop thinking about you. It is beyond my control. He gives her a polite smile. Back to Mark and Desiree. Mark and Desiree stand at the other side of the bar with glasses of Martins. Mark, I have lived my life to tell myself that I'm a hero. I know I am not a poet, but I can make that rhyme with zero. However, whenever I take a step, I trip over feelings that I have for you and fall in my heart, and it's you that I keep finding at the bottom of my soul. I want you back in my life. Desiree, I'm happy with Francis. We're expecting baby. There is a silent moment. He gives her his hand. She takes his hand. He kisses her cheek. Mark, congratulations. You deserve the best. She smiles in beauty. Int. David's mansion, corridor, night. Back to Francis and Loretta. Francis sits next to Loretta on the step. They are quiet. She then. Loretta, you don't choose whom you love. Your heart always gets in your way. Erykah Badu said, I guess I will see you next lifetime. That pretty much sums up our existence in this world, even though I like the quote, never say never. Francis smiles softly but says nothing. There is a silent moment. She looks at him. He looks at her. They smile tenderly. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Int. David's mansion, night. Francis walks through the crowd, looking for Desiree. Francis runs into Mark. Mark shakes Francis' hand and tells him congratulations. Francis says thanks, and walks towards the camera as Mark walks the opposite direction. EXT mansion, front yard, night. We see bright moon, clear sky, and sparkling stars. Desiree sits on the step at front lawn. Then. Out of nowhere comes Francis and covers her eyes. He lets her go. She smiles in beauty. He says something humorous and sits behind her. Desiree says something sweet. He says something romantic. She smiles in beauty. They kiss intimately. EXT lake house, night. Desiree sits on the steps between Francis's legs. He plants soft kisses on her neck. Desiree, What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word love? Francis, beautiful. Francis kisses her on the cheek. There is a silent moment. They look at the stars in the sky. She then. Desiree, I want you to seduce me. He smiles softly. Francis, softly by her neck, let love give the stars in the sky permission to shine. Love is divine. Love doesn't fade away or decline. Love is beautiful. Love sets no deadline. But no love dares quit while it's ahead, let alone take the oath or consent bad luck to go through the grapevine. It won't back down either as if it were a bloodshed. I wish you would kiss me till I find myself in cloud 9. And if I faint, give me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and restore heartbeats that I spread across the fabric of the cosmos, till I lost the thread. But dreamboat, I want you to remember that you are mine. Rekindle feelings that I might have killed when the stars told me I crossed the line. And breathe new life to tenderness that I butchered, thinking about you day and night till I saw a sign. And mend my heart that L allowed you to shred. But allow me to kiss your lips and promise you everything will be fine. She smiles in beauty. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips. They kiss French. On the soundtrack, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World by Prince plays melodiously. Int. Lake house, kitchen, night. Francis and Desiree kiss intimately. They are making out near the sink. He picks her up and places her on the kitchen table. He then removes her underwear. She removes his shirt. They kiss more intimately. He grabs her butts, lifts her up, and enters her as they begin to make love. On the soundtrack, The Most Beautiful Girl in the World continues to play soulfully. Bedroom, night. Francis and Desiree continue to make love with the most beautiful girl in the world. It's sensual, seductive, steamy, and passionate. We stay with them with series cuts. Bedroom, later. Desiree is flat out sleeping on top of Francis' chest. She is nude, barely covered with a blanket. Int. Lake house, bedroom, morning. A beautiful girl Isabella about 10 weeks sleeps between Francis and Desiree. On the soundtrack, music plays melodiously. Francis opens his eyes and looks at Isabella. She is sleeping. He looks at Desiree. She is sleeping in beauty as well. Desiree then slowly opens her eyes, looks at him, and gives him a beautiful smile. He returns her smile charismatically. Desiree looks at Isabella, and goes back to sleep. He looks at them and closes his eyes. EXT beach, sunset. Lying on a beach, Francis and Desiree kiss. Francis then parts his lips, and gazes at Desiree's eyes tenderly. Desiree, why do I feel like I can't live without you? Francis, maybe, it's because I can't breathe without you either. Except in my case, it is not a feeling. It is a fact of life. He gives her a soft kiss on the lips as she smiles in beauty. Desiree, I love you. Francis, I love you too. He gives her a soft kiss. She throws her arms around his neck. They kiss. Close up, Francis and Desiree. They kiss more intimately. The end.